if he felt that he wanted to bring a proper closure to the community with Toys Wonderland, he should have stayed on and made sure that everybody got out. As far as like get their figures out, get their orders out, get their money out before going out and saying deuces, I'm out, y'all. Peace out. I got what I wanted. For those of you that haven't gotten your money or your figures yet, more power to y'all.
Well,
good luck with that.
Well, as I said, that would have been the night. And you know what? Funny, what got me is that he ultimately, like I said, he turns around and goes, "Well, I'm having a kid, so deuces. See you guys later."
Yeah,
I was like, "Wait a minute." I was like, "Wait."
Prepare to lower. Ready on the left. Take them down.
So much Titanic shown just from but I laughed at it.
Do you think we all can fit on the door?
What's that? No, yeah. Well, Justin make sure he fit on the. No, Justin would kick Rose off and jump on the door.
Yeah. and then some.
but Nate, real fast to finish my comment, the one thing he said was, "I'm having a kid, so deuces," basically, and I'm like, "Wait, what?" I said, "I had a kid," and like, well, I didn't have, but I was like, "I understand you're having a kid, like, congratulations," but I'm like, "You acting like, you know what I said to you, Nate?" I said he is acting like he's flying from Australia to Hong Kong every day trying to figure out Toys Wonderland issues. I was like, what was he doing? He sent maybe an email if he even did anything. So hey, I'm having a kid. See you guys later. Bye. Okay, but
isn't it down again? Isn't Toys Wonderland the actual website down again?
It's down for maintenance. Yeah. It's been down all day.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was
quotation marks.
I thought they had missed their payment for their server. You know, they have to pay for payment. That's what
Verizon Internet, Verizon Fios shut them down.
No, they missed a payment. You know, they're back rent, I guess, on the server. So,
oh man,
crikey!
I was putting the bill for the internet. So when he dipped, they lost it.
The way I understood is that Toys Wonderland, the site is down because they missed a payment or they're back on payment. So they have their backup website, right?
The other one's still working.
What's the other one called?
Comic Santorum is still up.
What is it? Comic
Santorum.
Okay. The one that sells poo-poo toys.
That's the one. Yeah, that's the one that's probably in a different continent through like a different server or something being rerouted or something because they're just barely hanging on. I'm assuming
it's been like a backup
the
site,
signal's like bouncing off like 17 radar dishes to try not the VPN's not getting caught.
VPN is being bounced from different satellites to avoid.
Comic Santorum is like the backup site to Toys Wonderland. So
now I understand. Yeah, the inconvenience, the whole thing undergoing. It's how long has it been? Has it just been one day?
It's been all day. I found out about it early this morning.
So. Probably by, I would say, I don't know, maybe by tomorrow. Next, I mean, is there any new hot, exciting things coming out that they can generate some quick cash?
Black Friday,
like
maybe a Black Friday maintenance buff. I don't know.
some quick InArt pre-order. You know, they're gonna announce something else.
Well, that's the thing is they stopped doing InArt. Like they never carried the Superman, so they stopped InArt. So they really took a shit. Multiple ways. They lost their golden goose and Justin, and they didn't get the Superman pre-order. So so they lost on multiple fronts. So
that dude in the wheelchair must have been off that day.
Nate looks like Toys Wonderland is the poor cousin.
It's the poor cousin. Oh my god. You know what's funny though? Like when we were talking about this, people were just calling us madmen. Like, come on, it's Justin. It's Toys Wonderland has never done.
Why are we back on Justin? Is there something new? Are we digging up old shit? Because, like, is there anything brand new, or is it just the same old? Are we rehashing the past? Because I'll fall asleep. Is there something new, exciting?
No, just that the website's down. You don't have to fall asleep. We can move on to others. We already talked about the past, so that way you don't have to fall asleep.
But I did want to segue into because we were talking about Justin and Will and what have you. So a few months back, Denobi, do you remember when Will was doing his apology tour way back.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I don't think people are aware of that. I don't think people are aware of
Is he
that.
I'm assuming he's uncanceled, right? He's still streaming again and all that stuff, and right.
I still have it here. Hey, Nate, I wanted to reach out and tell you that I'm sorry for how everything went down between us. I'm like, okay. I want to get back to focusing on collecting and not on politics, drama, and the like. I'm sorry for anything I've said about you publicly. I'm like, what you said about me publicly? Or at the time, I was just thinking about this. What the heck? And behind closed doors. And I hope we can be friends one day. Maybe relationship needs to heal, but I wish nothing but the best of luck. This was March, right? And apparently there was like this messenger Facebook group that he had together with other folks, just trash talking other YouTubers, other influencers, other collectors in the community. And we were talking about Kiko as being the apparently the godfather of dictating what's toxic and what's not, right? And you're pretty much with somebody with pretty much Will over here, right? Who had one of the biggest toxic messenger groups ever at this point. So
maybe Kiko found it in his heart to forgive, maybe playing a little bit devil's advocate. Look, I've never had any issues with Sir Kiko Collects. I did find his one video though about toxicity. I found it entertaining. I just assumed he was the one being bullied on Facebook, and I took it like that, and then I moved on. I've never had any issues with him. He's never really said anything about. I've never had any beef with him. And the only exciting thing that I've seen from Kiko was the toxicity video. But again, it's just because I took it at face value that he was being bullied and he wanted to corral, I guess, the community, the garbage community on Facebook, I guess.
Garbage.
Folks out there, you understand there's a reason why I don't exist on Facebook. I don't have time for that clickbait high school bullshit. It's just no, it's too much. It's too much. If somebody ever has anything positive or negative to say about me, they usually just say it in my chats on YouTube land. So when it's on YouTube land, it's typically on my turf. When someone typically says something about me, positive or even negative, on Facebook, it doesn't faze me because I don't exist in Facebook. To me, it's kind of like Carl Sagan's 2D land and 3D land, right? To me, YouTube is 3D land and Facebook is 2D land, and the world's just they don't mix. It's like oil and water.
Facebook does fucking suck. It does.
Yeah. And I've left YouTube in 2018. I mean, I left Facebook in 2018. I've never had any significant reason to return. I'm on Instagram, but that's really just to kind of keep up with the pop culture news as far as like figure releases and so forth. But yes, I'm quite aware of these little high school, communal groups of like 3 or 4 people just bitching about others, and again, that's fine. They're more than entitled to that. That's never,
it's hard for me to believe that Kiko wouldn't know what Will did.
Oh, he can. Yeah, I some people have hearts of gold while others tend to stew, right? So maybe, right? See, the situation with him is I've never seen him be hypocritical, contradicting. Maybe I've never seen Kiko display those traits. I've seen Will Foxification and the gang exhibit that all the time. The level of hypocrisy is a big giant pile of shit. So, but I've never seen that, and so I guess it's like, is it guilty by association, right? Right? Is it maybe not?
Possibly if he didn't know.
Well, to be fair, I think it's more tribalistic behavior because, I mean, let's face it, Denobi, there's people there was comments even in this stream, you know, before you even jumped on, like, oh, Denobi's toxic, you know, because we stream with you. But I'm saying, you get what I'm saying though. Like,
Well,
you got
sure,
your fair.
they're toxic when they don't agree with my opinion.
You have your fair share of haters, and
Oh,
because
sure.
like, you know, we might stream with you, it's guilty by association. So everyone's like that.
It makes for good views. It makes for good more clicks. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
and
more
you know, at the end of
clicks,
the day, I
clips,
think
and views.
toxicity is in the eyes of the beholder at this point.
Is that what you folks think? Is that what you guys think is trending right now within the community? I thought it was more of panic and fire and destruction. And tap outs.
That's coming next.
And spousal abuse from her and him when the bills are coming in.
Oh no, Denobi, that's next. That's next.
Yeah. To me, during
people are canceling invoices, and
that's what I'm saying. Like, we're in the middle of the holidays. To me, I see that more of a concern, and so that's why when I watch live streams and everybody's like, "I'm gonna get the prey. I'm gonna get it. Oh, it's awesome." Like, are you really?
Are you really though? Like, you say that now, but then
you've been saying you're gonna get a lot of
when it gets released, you're like, oh, yeah, it's not as good as it was.
Yeah,
as I remember from the prototype, I'm like, even though it's pretty much the same figure.
RoboCop 3, you know, the blue doesn't look as blue with the purple. I'm gonna pass on it.
The tap dancing and misinformation hot takes.
No, the only the only I guess maybe negative criticism I got were the folks in denial when I 4K blast the 66 Jazz Inc Batmobile. Folks couldn't handle the truth. They thought I was out to get it. I'm like, I didn't do much. I mean, the camera did all the talking. All I did was point the camera at the vehicle, and I showed you what the last batch was on a 66 Batmobile. And so if you folks out there who own it and felt that the vehicle was above and beyond stellar, well, then me as an individual, I see that your standards are probably a little bit lower than mine, because my standards are just a little bit higher. So when you then preach that the 66 Batmobile that Jazz Inc peddled out is awesome and perfection, then I know exactly how I moving forward, how I would then assimilate your opinion. Like, okay, you think that this vehicle is the cat's meow. Okay, I know how you judge things moving forward.
Yeah, Denobi, the 22 Batmobile, I'm blaming you for that disaster. It's your fault.
Oh man, you want me to bring up those photos? Because here's the thing, though, I have no skin in the game with purchasing that figure, right?
I do.
But you do.
I was telling Ryan that he was one of like several other followers of mine that were showing me the photos of the Robert Pattinson Batmobile, and I'm reading the comments, and it's just people were still in shock and awe, essentially clutching their pearls in disbelief. Like, how could this happen? And I'm just like, you guys all been living under a rock? What the fuck have I been preaching the last couple of years? And so, what do you? To me, I find that very humorous. What is this like? Plus, it's the first batch.
But Jazz Inc is the bestest ever.
And it's the first batch. Everybody knows the first batch.
The first batch is the worst.
I'm gonna tell you right now, there's two companies I probably wouldn't want first batch from. Is Jazz Inc and InArt, possibly. Definitely not Jazz Inc. And shout out, by the way, Denobi, to not shout out to you, but like shout out to Sean Hadelorian. I had a very in-depth conversation on how to handle my Jazz Inc purchase, which he gave me some very smart advice, and I appreciate if he is in the live chat. Thank you so much for guiding me in how to handle the remaining balance of my 89 Batmobile. So I appreciate it, Sean. Thank you. I saw this shit and I'm just what?
I mean, he has what, like kids?
Man, we've been trying to warn everybody.
He has like what, 12-year-olds, 11-year-olds looking in line.
Holy Jesus! What is that? What the fuck is that?
I mean, remember he did say it's like a family business, so I'm pretty sure he's got nieces and nephews. Probably the line.
I wouldn't imagine he's probably running an 1885 homestead farming where he had the kids
and the kids and cookies.
I'll
pay you with cookies.
Exactly. We're talking old school.
No, granted, granted,
Mhm.
we're all aware of this, that the later batches are the better versions. So those of you that are in the
Hopefully,
first batches,
hopefully.
Oh,
you know, I
know,
do
You should
pray
not
for
run a
y'all.
you
I
business.
do
You
know,
pray
shouldn't
for
run
y'all.
a
a
business like
Christmas
that where
miracle, maybe. I don't know.
you shouldn't run a business where it's like your first two batches are shit, and then your third and fourth ones are better. Like that's basically saying, well, the people who buy the first and second ones, they're screwed. But if you
Now,
wait long enough and you get the third and fourth batch,
now,
you're
No,
good to
that's
go.
true though. People are getting replacements though.
no. To be, I want let's double because people are going to say you guys are talking shit. I have been following because I'm invested in Jazz Inc. financially. I have the 89 on order, and I've given him over $1,000 or close to for that vehicle so far. So I am following this stuff probably more closely than I normally would. And he is reaching out and apparently has contacted those with the issues and are rectifying those issues. But how they are, we don't know. Replacement vehicles, cost, I don't know how that's been happening. But I was following it, and people were like, I think there was like 2 or 3 people that posted photos, and kudos to those people, man, because they got beat up over this shit. Because the first thing people said was, "Oh, just put a microfiber cloth to it," and I'm like, "That don't look like a." And not for nothing, and everyone on the
But when you
panel,
spend like $1,500, you shouldn't have
yo,
to
I
do
think I
that.
said this to Denobi. If that came off with a microfiber, I don't give a shit. I'm paying over $2,000. That I shouldn't have to microfiber the car. I shouldn't. If it's sitting in my shelf and it gets dirty from me over time, that's a different story. But if it was like that out of the box and you're like, oh, just wet wipe it down with a microfiber and all that stuff,
Mhm.
that's
But
bullshit.
you
That's
know what makes me
bullshit.
mad though, Mr. Mom? The controversy here, the hypocrisy. So we're cool with blasting Hot Toys when they drop the ball with their freaking DeLorean crap, right? With the hover conversion scenario. But then when we bring up Jazz Inc.'s issue with the fingerprints here, then everyone starts losing their damn minds. Like everybody's
Well,
like on board. Let's hate on Hot Toys. But then when we're bringing up critical issues with the QC with the
the
Batmobile
thing is
2022, people are losing their minds. How dare you? How dare you bring up the criticize?
well,
Because
like I
don't you
said,
know it's okay to shit on Hot Toys? That's the in thing to do. You're not allowed to shit on InArt or
well,
Jazz Inc.
I shit on
No,
I still shit on the DeLorean. I still, where are we sitting? We're sitting November 8th, and I still personally I say that the DeLorean is the biggest L for Hot Toys of this year. If you're going to tell me what's the biggest L for Hot Toys, it's the DeLorean. It's how how it was received, the broken, how they went radio silent, nothing for that. It is what it is. They dumped it on Sideshow, the distributors
all
to
of us
fix it.
here on the
But
panel
for anyone
own the
out there,
DeLorean. We
what's
own the
that?
DeLorean, and we still shit on it. Like
Yeah,
all of
I
us here
own
on
the
the
car.
panel,
Yeah,
we all own the
I
DeLorean,
own
and
it.
we all
Yeah.
still shit on it to say, "Yo, this was a
I don't
boss."
think that was my number one disappointment for 2023. I want to say it was probably Doc Brown in the 85 sign suit. That
Oh yeah, the
was,
Doc Brown with the visible holes on the head sculpt.
yeah, that to me
Yeah.
was an I think that right there was probably the biggest. Yeah, just and then not only did they take the lazy route with
Well, you
the
could
head.
argue and say, Denobi, that Back to the Future IP in general was probably an L
Oh, it was
because
kicked. Oh, absolutely, it was kicked
they
on the
L'd the whole. They L'd a lot
yeah.
of it actually.
And then the antenna on the remote control, it broke for everybody. And so there was like QC issues. The head was lazy. It was, and plus it was an expensive figure. So it just piled on. I think for 2023, that was my biggest disappointment. Now, I went on record, I made multiple videos that that the Mark II DeLorean definitely did have a lot of issues and was
Mhm.
a bit concerned, and I did mod. But here's, I mean, for me, I'm a little bit different. I had extreme fun modding it, tweaking it, which I had always anticipated, working on it. So it the DeLorean was not a big miss for me. And I probably, and I am biased, but again, I did point out the flaws in its hover conversion and so forth. But it still made me happy. And there's only a handful of figures this year that brought me extreme joy.
Doc Ock.
Doc Ock,
Doc Ock was doing
definitely. Doc Ock, 100%. Like
Still haven't gotten mine.
it's the Doc Ock figure was by far, it was just pure joy. Uh, yeah, it was that one. The droid set from the R5 droid set where I got to work on the little micro droid. I got to learn, I got to pick up some new skills. So there's a handful of figures this year that like, wow, it was just fun playing with it, posing with it, working on it. And then I have about 6 or 7 figures still in their shipper that I have no excitement or joy looking forward to opening, if that makes any sense. And I'm trying, and I thought on my top 5 that I would have super fun would be this guy right here. This guy right here. I thought he would be number 2 right under Doc Ock. And so I'm working on him. He's being tweaked on right now. In case you guys don't know, it's an easy pop, his legs pop, and it's all ball jointed and everything. So I'm working on him right now because I want to see if I can find some sort of joy to him. Oh, and then the Enterprise. Oh my God.
That was a cool video too. Yeah.
The Enterprise is, even with its flaws, that ship is badass. Like, that is movie quality. Like, if I put that behind a screen, I could absolutely get some cinematic theatrical poses. I mean, Tomy Enterprise knocked it out of the park. Not only that though, but because they only made 3,000 units, the thing is worth a mint on eBay. It is ridiculous what these things are going for on eBay. Anybody that got cold feet that ended up canceling their Tomy Enterprise, shame on you. These things are, they're approaching their weight in gold. It's a die-cast ship. Just to kind of give you an example, these things are, I mean, and I've never lost money in a Kickstarter or a Haslab, but by far the Tomy Enterprise by far is the one that's been bringing me the most. Just wanted to point that out there. So if Tomy does a fantastic DeLorean, it's the Mark 1. I'm assuming they're going to have, but again, Tomy has 100 years of diecast in automotive vehicles. So they're going to knock the DeLorean out of the park. That's their forte, but they've never done starships before. They've never done space or anything like that before. They're typically outsourced to other companies to do the diecast and the Shogogan type material stuff. But good stuff. I mean, like I said, Tomy Enterprise, good stuff. I still have my Bark Speeder. I have the Bark Speeder with the sidecar still in the shipper, Nate. I don't know what to do with them yet. I'm waiting on my module case to arrive. I got Green Goblin. Finally got to him. He's gonna get USB hacked. Green Goblin, first version, 100%. I'm like, that sled, that hover sled is the shit. Hot Toys absolutely gets an A+. They get the award. I mean, everything about the Green Goblin on the sled is perfection, Nate. Nate is one.
You know what I'm very surprised about?
Yeah.
With Hot Toys right now is the fact that they've put out so many figures this year and barely any QC issues that I've seen so far. It's crazy. It's crazy how much amount of figures they're putting out this year. And I'm like, damn, you would have thought that with all the figures they've been putting out this year, there'll be like at least half of them will be QC nightmares.
The only one that comes to me is the Doc Brown and the remote control.
Me is the DeLorean. That was a big.
And then the DeLorean. Yes, and then the DeLorean. And again, you see, and you're right, and I agree with you, DeLorean. But you saw how I just answered you. I don't see the DeLorean Mark II as a failure. But again, that's just me. But
again, at the end of the day, it's subjective. Everyone has their own opinions.
Yeah, and I won't deny anybody.
And what's their grail.
Yeah, they still, like I said, they was a missed failure with the R&D design. They kind of overthunk it. But again, I'm waiting. I still want another Mark II. I'm no idiot. I know once these vehicles sell out, they're going to blow up just like the Mark I. It doesn't matter with all their defects. So I'm on standby, Nate, for 20%, 30 spectacular Black Friday, maybe. You know, there is a lot of chase figures. There is a list of hot toy figures that by the 1st of January are going to be expensive. Are going to be expensive as shit. Yeah, the droids, lot of stuff. Are we done with the whole Jazz Inc? Are we
Yeah, I
done
think
with
we're done with
clubs?
this. I think
All
said
right. I'll put
our,
the
is
club up.
everyone good with their thoughts? I think we already expressed ourselves
Yeah,
about
the whole
that.
Robert Pattinson Batmobile. It is what it is. I mean, if you didn't figure it out, so
Let me see what else. Okay, so one of the tap dancing and misinformations that were out there, hot takes, was the whole situation with RoboCop, right? With what happened with that figure. Apparently, it was not up to standards of what the prototype looked, right? Because I remember last year, around the summer, whenever it was released, August, summer showcase, the
Yeah.
actual pre-order, people were up in uproar, right? Up in in shambles that the actual RoboCop looks too purple, right? And then when we finally get the RoboCop in, the purple has been died down. Like you see the semblance of the purple and the blue mixed in together, like a nice little mix, right? But the purple was gone, right? And then people start losing their minds. What happened to the purple? Like, what happened to the purple is gone now? It's just blue. And people were
I
losing
never
their
saw
damn
anything wrong
minds
with it.
about that.
Yeah, to me, it's like I said at the time, Nate. It smelled like tap out excuses. That's what it smelled like. That's what it looked like to me. And I didn't see anything wrong with the final product. It is RoboCop 3. What were they expecting? I still don't. I mean, at least you are aware of it because you.
Oh yeah. You
see the tap dancing. My God, there's been some serious tap dancing going on out there.
Yeah.
I will say I had fun making that meme.
That was good. That was a nice little. Your production value since last time I was on.
I love that meme. I love it. The room was I'm looking at my room. Oh, it was so much more organized back then. I'm moving shit around. I'm like Ryan. I'm throwing art shipper boxes away. I'm trying to find any space. I'm like maximize every space, the attic, the the garage.
You gotta start throwing and burning them. You gotta start.
Hey, do
throwing
your kids have separate rooms?
I've already attacked their closets. I have.
Oh, get out of here!
Oh my God.
You,
both of their rooms.
Move your kids into one room. Move your kids into one room. Make them sleep on bunk beds and be like, "This is Dad's second collecting room."
I've gotten shit from the missus. Like, what are these toys doing in here? Those are the kids, babe. Those are yours.
Yeah, I was talking to Denobi about this a few weeks ago. Like, dude, I'm still packing up figures. Like, I haven't had time just to sit down and Hot Toys keeps bringing out so many figures. They're still in their shipper boxes. I still haven't unloaded them.
Yo, and these mofos keep turning around and saying, "Yo, where's this? I want more.
They want
more.
They want more." I'm like, don't we have more? Don't we have more? Can we be patient, guys? I'm like, damn.
The problem is that, Nate, is that I don't think I'm going out on a limb, but like I think the percentage of people just don't have as much on PO anymore. So they may have less figures. So when they see stuff come out, they're just hoping for. I'm gonna tell you something right now. A peace better reign throughout the empire when one of these Robert Pattinson figures comes out from InArt Hot Toys. I don't give a shit which one it is, but I better not hear a peep. They're playing chicken right now. Who wants to release which version first? I mean, that's what's going on right now. Like, who wants to go first? But I'm saying is that seems to be the figure everybody wants. I don't care if it's InArt or Hot Toys. I'm not getting into that necessarily, but that figure is all I ever heard is, well, where's I see gifs of Robert Pattinson, like, where is that figure? Where is that figure? And I'm like, that better be the second coming of Christ when that figure comes, because that seems to be the one that everybody wants, is that figure.
It'll last for about 30 seconds. People will quiet down for 30 seconds, and then you're gonna get the So I know we got Battinson.
Exactly. You know exactly.
What
Can we
what
enjoy
about
we
this
have?
figure? What about
Can
that
we enjoy
figure?
what
Can
we
I
have?
can I be the first, Nate? I'm not. I hate to see that guy called it. I'm waiting, Nate, and you'll send me the screenshot because I'm not in the Facebook groups. I'm waiting for the first person. Someone sent me a screenshot of someone that's going to have the Hot Toys one and saying looking to trade for the InArt version, or someone that has the InArt version looking to do a trade. I want to know who the first person is that wants to do a direct trade because they're not happy with whatever figure. I don't, whether it's Hot Toys InArt or InArt the Hot Toys. I don't care. Who's gonna be the first one to put that up there and be like, "Hey guys, I got this Hot Toys version, brand new in the box. I'm
Looks
looking to
nothing
trade
like the prototype.
Yeah,
Get
I'm looking
rid
to
of it."
trade it, and I'll throw in some money for the InArt version. Can someone trade me? Like, can we do a swap? Like,
I can't believe they made the final one better than the prototype. I don't want this.
You know what makes me mad about is not mad, but like out of my damn mind. Like, am I the only one noticing this? Am I just taking crazy pills at this point? I'm gonna play the clip real quick because I love that clip. Thanks, CMB for pretty much.
You're welcome. I love that clip too.
Me too. Me too.
Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
dude, we're all crazy,
Collectors are speaking the loudest about either Hot Toys or InArt. Don't even own the figure or even own one InArt figure to this point. I mean, like I'm like, wow. So do you own the figure? If you question them, do you own the figure? No. But why are you so passionate about hating on it or putting it up a pedestal?
Well,
even if
Nate, you got to watch what you're saying, man, because people are going to say you're hating on InArt and you own InArt, so you got to watch.
Apparently,
you got a lot of people who say, "I love InArt. Do you own a figure?"
No,
not yet.
no. Right now, it's technically, it's do you own the figure?
Do you
It's the
own that
Joker.
figure? No,
Because that's all they have. They have the Joker. They have the Joker that's in the mass public, and then they have two figures that are quote unquote. I call them in the influencer stages, where you got to have a YouTube channel and get approved by 1/6 Kit to get a figure early, which is basically you've seen all the reviews already. Like that's what that.
So, Mr. Mom, I also wanted to ask you this question earlier, but we went to a bit of a shambles here. Because we keep bringing up influencers that do have these day one reviews of these figures, especially with InArt. What is the difference between me and the channel, right? When it comes to other YouTubers, like let's say, for example, if it comes to that point where I am getting a figure early to review it, what would be the difference between me and that influencer?
You're saying you want me to kiss your ass right now? Is that what you're saying right now?
No, I just want to see what's the difference here.
No, to be fair, we talked about this earlier. We had this conversation because we were having self reflections of our own, because you went through. I'm sure people know. I'm not gonna out you, but you went through some personal stuff where you went from you were streaming every day.
Yeah, I was streaming every day.
You had to cut your shit down. Like the Wednesday night stream was like the thing, and then you were doing the Sunday nights, and then you had your you were streaming a lot, and then you had to cut down on a lot because of your personal stuff. And then like even me, like I started a stream where I was doing like every Sundays for a couple of weeks, and then I stopped streaming, and me and you had a conversation, and it was like I noticed it was kind of taking over me personally, where I stopped doing it. It was fun in the beginning, and then it wasn't fun, and then I went back to having fun. Like I'm having fun right now, talking shit. I don't really care. There's no. I'm not worried about the repercussions, because there was a point where I was worried about repercussions. Like, oh, I don't want to. I don't give a shit. This isn't my. I'm having fun. Like this is just what it is. Like I'm being honest. And I think, and you asked me that question about a week ago. To be fair, and so
for example, let's say the channel gets to a point where I can afford a living through my channel, right? And
good for you. Good for you, because the reality is that I don't think anybody can. So that's the number one misconception about all this.
But that's what I'm wondering. At the end of the day, what's the difference between me, who's pushing and grinding on building this empire, right?
Well, a couple things. I mean, the biggest thing about it was that, like, when I started, you know, you're like one of the OGs when it came to streaming. You were streaming before Hot Toys was even, like, you're one of the first like streamers. And if you go back on and like, yeah, Denobi always uses the phrase like a historical record. I mean, go on anyone's channels and look at their first streams from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and you could see like, you know, who's been doing it the longest and things like that. And you've been doing it for just a while, but I think people can realize that you're just passionate about this. You're crazy, number one, about the hobby, but there's a passion there too. No, it is. There's a passion. There's a genuineness. There's a passion there. And
we're all a little mad.
Yeah, we all are. But like, it's very easy for people to tell who are doing it for the hustle, I think, versus people are just doing it. Like Denobi, he does shit when he wants to do stuff. Like it's not I do shit when I want to do stuff. And I do admit there was a time I was doing it for a hustle. Yeah, there was, when I was banging, like, but then when I realized it was like, dude, what am I doing this for? Let me just take a, you know, and let me just relax and have fun with this. And you get caught up in it. And, you know, you got people that do their weekly streams every week. It's the same schedule. They're doing the same weekly bullshit, talking about the same boring stuff. And I think that's the thing that I realized, is that my time is valuable, where I got a family, things are taken on. So like, I don't watch as much streams as I do anymore. I used to watch a lot of other people because I was interested in other people that had contrasting and conflicting opinions as I did, to understand, like, you know, why does Denobi, I mean, I still watch some people, but why did this person feel that way? Why? And I don't agree with that, but why, you know? But then I started realizing it's just like, it's the same shit on every single channel. It's like, there's nothing, I'm not getting anything out of it. Like, I want to walk away. I want to walk away with it like, oh, I learned something, or it was entertainment. And I'm not getting that from a lot of streamers. And I think I said it to you, Nate, just because you can stream doesn't mean that you should. Be fair. Just because you can doesn't mean
it's like the Phantom Menace.
You almost got us killed. Are you brainless?
I spec.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent. Now get out of here.
Yeah, I mean,
are we talking about a certain person?
I stopped streaming. I stopped streaming because it was like, I ended up just doing the same thing. Oh, you know, I'm gonna give you my thoughts on the week of what's going on. I'm like, it's so boring, you know, it's boring. And it's like, and I realized that I'm wondering, and people can say, oh, Mr. Mom, your streams are boring. I know they were, because I was doing them. They were boring. I know that firsthand. So I stopped doing it. I started switching my shit up, and I do videos, try to be, you know, and just different videos and concepts, things like that when I have the time. But I don't watch a lot of that stuff anymore. And Nate, going back to what you're talking about, is that, like, you know, I can just tell that there's the passion there. And I'm not, and it may seem very biased because I'm on stream with you, but there is a genuineness to certain people that you could tell that are doing it for the hustle, versus those who are doing it because they want to do it, because they enjoy making content and are content creators. And let's be real, people. You know, when there's money involved, it changes people. When there's money involved between super chats, memberships, I have memberships on my channel. I shut my stuff off. I turned mine off because I felt like I was doing a disservice. There's people that were generously signed up as members to my channel because they wanted to genuinely donate to my channel. I turned it off because I'm like, you know what? I don't feel like I'm giving you a service that I can justify. So I turned it off. And people are like, is everything okay? Are you like shutting your channel down? And I'm like, no. I appreciate that. Like, I appreciate you donating, but like, I'm not providing enough for you to feel like it's worth that money. And so you see other channels like a $24.99 a month membership, 90, like, who the hell are you? Like, really? Like, who are you? And all of them
just
bullshit.
A dude behind the camera talking on YouTube.
That's what it is, man. Like, everyone's trying to have fun, but like, at the end of the day, like, there's money still to be made. Like, Nate, you're making money right now off of this. Let's be real, man. You're getting super chats, you know.
To be fair, yeah, OG fan.
I mean, no, but we're being real.
$5 super chat. Thank you. Thank you. Is this a show live? Yes, it is. I'm still not sure. Geeking Out is for the people. Long live the Empire. I know there's another super chat. We'll get to that in just a minute. Thank you for the $10 super chat as well. Long live the Empire.
Today, victory is mine. Long live the Empire.
Real quick before you jump onto this one, pull up Oilers' comment, because I do want to address his, where he says, you know, that,
where's Oilers? Because he's
right there. It says that's stressful. Half of my YouTube income comes from channel memberships, and I take that very serious. And you know what? I agree with you, Oilers, because you're doing something different and you're falling into that category that you're offering a service to people by showing people how to make diorama. You're providing a service that people watch and can feel inspired to do stuff. I don't think anyone feels inspired when they watch 4 people or grown-ass men sit on a stream and talk about their thoughts of a toy they're not going to buy. There's a huge difference, Oilers. So I don't mean to discredit, per se, but let's,
I wanted to bring that up. Okay, so hey guys,
and Jimmy, I have a job that pays well, so I'm not
hey guys, don't get us wrong here about this. Don't get me wrong here. All right, still love my boy, but I do have to play a little tough love here. Mafia, he did a hot take about a month ago when the whole shebang happened with RoboCop. He kept on coming in with the fact that he did not like the figure, right? Because he was comparing it to his older RoboCop, right? Saying that it was the same figure, right? And he was continuously putting that out there. And remember, we got we're influencers, right? And I know people hate that word, but we're influencers, and you're influencing the community when you're putting out there that information, right? That, hey, you know what? That RoboCop is the same damn RoboCop. I don't need it. I had it on pre-order. Now I'm going to cancel it. You know how many people may have been following you and felt pretty much the same way you were right at that very moment, not give it time to smooth out and get released to the public to see how things grow with that figure before canceling it. They just canceled it right away and just made that decision right then and there because you said the figure was an L, was pretty much a failure. But RoboCop 3 it's a great figure. It turned out awesome. Granted, we are missing the dynamic stand. I have it. It looks freaking great. I actually I look forward to the whole situation with the figure being a mixture of the blue and purple, being all purple from the prototype, right? And there it is. You got it right there. It looks amazing.
You know what's funny? From someone that has,
but Nate, did he get the figure though? I don't even know if he bought.
Now he's getting it. He's getting it. But after what happened with the community, people were now realizing that the figure was great, and that's my guess as to why he decided that he wanted to get it.
I see. Well, it's sold out everywhere anyway. It doesn't. I guess it doesn't matter. But it wasn't just him though. It felt like the consensus was that everybody was using it. I think I remember saying like it's just a tap out because there's so much.
Well, I think Denobi, the whole thing he was talking about is that it's different if the average person, says, "Oh, the figure sucks."
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But if you're like someone that has a channel, which is, to be fair, has influence,
and Mafia holds more weight for me as
the average person
and his knowledge of one-scale collecting. I feel he holds more weight, and I do listen to what he has to say at times, right? But then when he dropped that hot take about RoboCop, right? It would
was it just him? It was him and a few other people.
Yeah, a few others. Yeah,
there was a few live streamers that were like, "Oh, this sucks. It doesn't look good. This looks like shit. RoboCop 3 was a shitty movie anyway." And then actually, you know what's funny is that when MRC
the figure in the first place, why did you get the figure in the first place? If you felt wholeheartedly that movie was a failure, why did you get the figure in the first place?
And the thing is, I think when MRC put out,
they got FOMO'd and they wanted to be like everybody else.
Yeah,
and said that they pre-ordered RoboCop.
And then when MRC put his video out, people started seeing it in person. Was like, oh, actually, you know what? It doesn't actually look that bad, man. And it doesn't look that bad. And I'm like, and Denobi, you're talking about having an experience for someone that has the original RoboCop. I mean, I put a video out there and I tried doing a daylight comparison of them. I had so much fun with this thing, and I still had. And now, to be fair, if you have the original, yeah, you may not need this one, but I tried,
original, and I have Ed 209. I have.
Oh, I would love it. Can we get into 2.0?
I got the original and I got Ed 209. I still need to get the RoboCop 3, but I had to cancel it because of personal stuff. So I'll have to backtrack and get it somewhere else.
Yeah, It's a gorgeous looking figure.
I never, when it was first announced, I never pre-ordered it. I made it very clear I'm gonna kind of keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
The final release of the figure, I thought it looked fine. I was not with the majority of the public opinion that that the rug was pulled under. In fact, if anything, I thought it looked better. But again, I had no vested interest in it because I have the original RoboCop and I have Ed 209, and so that specific IP, I didn't really focus on it too much. But again, it was the majority of individuals at the time, which we still are. We still are getting bombarded with a ton of releases from different fronts, from Hot Toys, from InArts, maybe. I don't even know. They're still, I don't even know what the fuck they're doing over there. But then you have them, then you have Blitzway, then you have whatever X06 is pumping out. So then in the midst of all this, and some of you, it may not even pertain to you, but we're getting beat up with Kickstarters and campaigns and Haslabs. Right? The Ghostbusters.
Yeah, you got like 15 of those on order.
I only did 5, right?
It's only 15.
I only did 5. Yeah, calm down. I'm not starting a charter. I'm not starting the Ghostbusters charter out here, guys. I'm not building the equipment. I don't have a firehouse out here in the Vegas. You know, I'm not going to be battling old time
ice demons,
cowboy ghost out here.
You're not battling Elsa from
no. It would be like the the mobsters, the old mobsters from Vegas. Oh, that's what's probably lingering out here. So
yeah, I got.
So I wanted to bring up the super chat. I know we got several. TS Boy 210 $10 super chat. Thank you. Geeking Out is for the people. Give it to me, Nate. I'm guessing you want the Bane, right? For the people, right? Opportunity. We give it back to you, the people.
Opportunity, and we give it back to you, the people. Gotham is yours.
Gotham is yours. And maybe another long live the Empire. I got several of these. There you go.
Live the Empire. Long live the Empire.
Long live the Empire! Long live the Empire!
Long live.
Long live the Empire. And Ball 15, of course. $2 super chat. Long live the Empire. Thank you for the super chats, everybody. Yeah, I just feel that collectors going forward, because there's a lot of information going out there and a lot of information we're bringing up as well. Just be mindful with how you're collecting, because it's your own money at the end of the day. It's your own money. It's how you collect. You're spending the money. You're spending the pre-orders. Move forward the way you want to. And don't let it be dictated by because this influencer said that or this influencer.
I have given out valuable advice probably the last year and a half, regardless if anybody has taken it upon me. But like there's certain things worth collecting, there's certain things worth pausing, and then there's certain things worth kind of like jumping on the board. I got to tell you something. The Spooktacular sales event. There was a lot of stuff there that I was on pause, and then it ended up on Spooktacular. And I mean, I saved
Dude, these deals keep growing.
I told you I bought the Spider-Man movie promo edition with the base. Then I got the advanced suit Spider-Man with the Doc Ock tentacles. All that stuff was like 30. Was it 25?
It was between 25 to 35.
30%. I mean, I saved so much money. There's stuff that folks. There's
right now the Sword Grunt. The Sword Grunt is 50% off.
Yeah, there you go. There's a lot.
Crazy. It
is absolutely worth a lot of the stuff that we had discussed in early 2022, even 2021. All that's look, it's no secret. Hot Toys and Sideshow, they need to clearly balance the books. The year is coming to them. The retail year ends on the stroke of midnight on December 31st. So, and I called it. I remember telling people this. I'm like, they're going to have to unload a lot of merch, and it's not just Hot Toys. It's what, the dozens of Iron Studio figures, and it's not just there's the Court of the Dead figures. There's so much merchandise that needs to be unloaded for
CMB's profile picture is what all collectors are going to look like at the end of the year.
At the end of the year.
And yet did I hear people still bitching about they want to return the Jedi 40th figures?
Well, who's buying the one figure that was just released? That's called
Merrick.
Not me.
Well, yeah, who's still following that?
I'm getting it. So
you're getting that? Yeah. See, I wouldn't.
I got to build my Sith Empire, so I have to bring that into my collection.
That character is a Sith.
Well, the Sith Empire
is he the last Inquisitor or something like that?
Included with the Inquisitors and what have you, because it's all part of that Empire situation.
Dude, just buy a box of matches, and anytime somebody comes, light one and blow it out. Then
just light one for Marok. Just light one for Marok.
And they say,
I mean, that just goes to show you,
it's the Black Force ghost that came out of him.
But if they made him, that means they're going to go further into the Ahsoka line than
that's my guess. Yeah.
No, because if they made him and he was in there for a few episodes and he was gone, it's like they're going to go in on a lot of those Ahsoka figures. So like,
Balin.
And he's a completionist figure. If you're someone that's completing all those figures, you're going to have to get that figure if you want to complete the Inquisitors. So it's like, or complete all that stuff. So it's a tough. That's $260.
10 points for Martin K. That's exactly how I feel. Everybody's loving all this stuff, and I don't feel that the community is holding up to their end of the bargain. So I'm very skeptical. And going back, Ryan, to your comment about the current live streams don't provide a benefit, and it's because of that. It's because you don't know how genuine their opinions are, because you don't know if are they really going to get the stuff? Are they just blowing smoke up our asses?
Well, I feel like a lot of it, Denobi, is that a lot of the live streams talk about collecting, but don't collect. Like they like to talk about it, but it's not actually happening. And I think it's a safety mechanism, to be honest with you, because I know that we turn around and say, "Oh yeah, I'm going to get this figure. I'm going to get that figure." I think a lot more YouTubers are not being openly about that because they don't want to be called out about it eventually. Something about, hey, I'm going to clip this and send. I think a lot of YouTubers, they just don't say anything. About like, hey,
stream that happened a few weeks ago or a week ago. A week ago there was a tap out stream, right? Something about tapping out or converging or something of that nature. What was it? Tapping out and recollecting yourself.
I don't know, Denobi. You should get a $1 for every time tapping out is said, because that phrase has gone like fucking wildfire this year. And it's like Denobi should get royalties on the word tap out.
I should have traded
tap out, tap dancing.
Everything. It was Brother Cousins, right? It was Brother Cousins.
You can't get royalties for tap out. That belongs to UFC.
Tap.
That's true.
Well, it was
Dana White will come after us.
Well, it was more of a tap dance. It was. I coined the term tap dancing because you listen to these streams, and when you hear everybody talk about, the head sculpt, the paint is, or my favorite one was Doc Ock, and everybody lost their minds over Doc Ock figure, and you're like, are you genuinely giving a constructor, or are you tap dancing? And there was one stream where it was just the figures were going down a conveyor belt, and you had everybody in the panel like chorus line. They were chorus line holding hands, just tap dancing their way out of all these figures. They're just holding hands, they're just tap dancing it. So you don't know what's legit or what's royalties to tap dancing.
Well, that's the whole thing, is that when you start to, and listen, it's tribalistic. The whole YouTube influencer thing, it's a tribalistic mentality, and people have to know that. I mean, you can go online and see who streams with who and figure out where the tribalism is. It's just what it is. And it is like Denobi said, you start to get used to the opinions of people where you kind of know who doesn't get what and who doesn't buy. And like you said, when you have like 9 people over talking themselves on a stream, and literally all of like the feral predator, no. And it's like, okay, cool. Like, you give your thoughts on it, but if you're not I'm not saying you have to buy every figure, but like you kind of see a pattern where like no one's buying anything, but they don't mind talking about it, but no one's buying anything. It's what's going on?
The most recent one was last year. Everybody was in love with Mr. Potato Head from the Kenobi show, and then they finally released Mr. Potato Head, and everybody's like, I don't know about it. The Grand Inquisitor dude. Yeah. You're like, why? That you guys were all excited for this figure. I mean, so that's what I'm looking. That's what I see. As far as Star Wars, Nate, as far as Disney Plus Star Wars, I'm pretty much I've left. I jumped off the last station. I don't want anything from the Ahsoka show. I don't want anything from the Kenobi show.
And that's fine. That is fine. That is perfectly fine. My problem is, if, like, let's say you say that today, like you said that you're getting the whole Ahsoka line, right?
Yeah, I would never say that.
A year later, when they start dropping in, you just come out and say, the show wasn't that great, so I'm just canceling my POs. Like, where are you at in a position to just really nilly just cancel pre-orders, cancel the NRDs, don't get your NRD back at that point, right?
Yeah, I don't throw money away.
But then you're influencing the community to do the same. At that point, your members are going to be feeling like, hey, you know what? Since they're canceling, I can cancel too. I should not feel guilty about canceling this figure then, because my favorite influencer is canceling his figures too. I'm like, okay, so you're cool with canceling your money?
Collectors, listen out there. If you find yourself in a situation where you are forced to cancel hot toy pre-orders and essentially not get your money back, you are clearly doing something wrong. You just need to really pause, take a break, really plan ahead accordingly. If you are in the business of throwing money away like that, you will eventually be pruned out of the
tap out. You pretty much tap out,
and you're not going to enjoy it. You're not going to enjoy collecting. It's gonna start to get sour. You're going to get, especially right now during this holiday season where everybody's getting swamped with multiple invoices. And my pre-order list, my Google spreadsheet, I'm under 30. I'm in control, and everybody, it's every couple days, Hot Toys is pumping out. They are mean as shit right now. They want your money. They're going to hit their goal or their quote, and so is Sideshow. They're not messing around. They're clearly not messing around. There's a ton of stuff on wait list full. I've been having a grand old hooting time with the Marvel Spider-Verse. Marvel Spider-Man is still hot shit. All that stuff.
Not for nothing. PS5. Has anyone even thought about the waves of like PS5? I finished the game and I'm like, my God. And not for nothing. And that's another thing, is that
they might be waiting because supposedly they're working on DLC.
Yeah. Oh, there's definitely a couple of them in the works.
There's supposed to be 3, is what they planned.
Just I think the last game had 3 also.
The last one had 3, yeah.
Yeah. And anyone
no. The first one, Spider-Man 1, Miles Morales didn't have any DLC.
No, I'm talking about the other, the not Miles
original
Morales.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah, because they're supposed to be doing DLC, and then it's supposed to be while we wait for Part 3. Because obviously, if you beat the game, and if you haven't, if you've been on the internet, they've already announced that they're doing Part 3.
Yeah.
And there's a huge uproar because, they're pushing Peter out.
Yep. And anybody who talks shit about that Venom figure, play the game. You'll understand that Hot Toys.
Oh, I'm excited for it.
It's the scale. I'm very excited.
That was my favorite part of the game, was playing as Venom.
Oh, yeah.
Other than Venom was Symbiote Spider-Man. Symbiote Suit Spider-Man and Venom were my favorite.
Yep.
Serious question. Who here buys figures based on any YouTuber's opinion? If
I mean, I'm distracted by the.
I like the profile pic.
I'm distracted by the profile pic.
Look what's happening to collectors that have been watching Justin for years, right? And they're buying figures from Toys Wonderland, and now we see posts where, hey, I trusted Justin for years, and I've ordered from Toys Wonderland, and now I'm not getting any of my figures. I'm not getting my refunds back. It's out there, guys.
And not for nothing, Nate. We talked about this all the time. I said it again. We talk to community. There's so many more people. I mean, you watch channels that have 150 you know, there's like you have like 150 people watching. There's a lot of people who just watch in the shadows. They don't comment in the live streams. I know there's familiar faces that pop up. Like here, there's a lot of familiar faces that we know in the live chat because they're regular repeat people. But there's a lot more people that watch in the shadows that don't ever comment. And there are people who are influenced by, that's why they use the word influencer. I don't like to use the word, and I think that's kind of the problem, is that like when people are going online saying stuff about figures and saying stuff like that, what it falls into categories, whether you understand that you have a responsibility to people. If you have a couple thousand followers, you have people that pay a monthly membership to you, you're making a pretty probably decent income or some side money from it. You understand that you probably have a certain level of responsibility to people that watch you, that whatever you say, there might be one or two people that take that and run with it. It just, whether you have control over it and you don't, or you don't give a shit. It's either one or the other. It's really kind of no in between. Like, you understand what you're like. I fully understand. I hope all you guys on the panel, we understand everything we're saying right now is going to be a record. It's going to be clipped. It's going to be sent to people. People are going to be pissed. And you don't care. You know, it's just, you understand what you're saying because it's going to be a record, a document, so to speak, online on YouTube. And so there are people that are looking at that and like, oh wow, this YouTuber I watch, oh yeah, they're I trust their opinion. Yeah, I'm not going to get that figure. I had it on pre-order. Yeah, I'm not going to do it.
And I'm going to cancel it right then because he's.
Yeah, I mean, that's why the word influencer. I mean, I mean, Nate, you influence people whether you like to or not by saying, "Hey, I'm going to buy this figure," and you give the reasons why. That might have justified somebody else to buy the same figure. You never know. I mean, I do reviews sometimes on figures. I don't do reviews to try to get someone to buy something, but I just do a review because, you know, I'm like, hey, you know, this RoboCop figure, there's a lot of controversy around, people complain about the color. Let me do a little, but I am the shadows. Yeah.
Did you? Yeah.
Denobi, you got a super chat. I think you're the one that's only sharing.
Yeah. Bring it, pull that one up. So I would like if toy companies got back to doing complete toy lines, including figures, vehicles, and playsets that were integrated in sensible ways. So I have an issue with this. I kind of agree and disagree, because a complete line in the world of hot toys, right? That's a little bit challenging, right? A complete line, say like the Spider-Man No Way Home line, you're looking at 3 to 4. That is definitely going to single out a good bit of collectors. Are you referring to the 3 3/4 inch scale, the action figure line, and even Marvel Legends, even the 6-inch line, like the Black Series of Marvel Legends, even that typical group, they're getting exhausted. I know they are because I watch them. I watch their channels. They're the ones I've been
watching.
What's that?
Go ahead. I was gonna say, no. I agree with you because I've been watching a lot of Black Series guys saying that they're done, they're quit.
They're done. They're exhausted. They're burnt out. That's the word. They're burnt out. Yep, Marvel Legends are burnt out. Black Series are burnt out, and they're getting complete lines. Now I hear that to me that's hot air when I hear something like that within the Hot Toys community. Like, I would love to get the Oliver Return of the Jedi, and I would pay. Really? Are you sure about that? I don't know. I love Return of the Jedi, but even I don't think I would want to drop down $300 on what's his name, Fish Face, co-pilot to Lando. I wouldn't want what's his name? You know what I'm talking about? The one that
Akbar?
Not Admiral Akbar, the one that goes, what do you mean the shields are up in the Death Star? You know? Huh? He talks like that, and and then Lando's like drinking his beer. He's like, I don't know if the shields are up. What's it?
It's called 45.
It's called 45. So Neem thank you. Neem like so I wouldn't. So when I hear stuff like that, people want a full collection. I call shenanigans, and I'm going to call shenanigans too for this couple that were just announced in pre-order.
Do not say John Wick and
John Wick.
No,
that's a hot air line. That's everybody's excited, clapping their hands with the twirlers. And when those two drop at the same time, and Sideshow's dropping that $650 invoice, right, for shipping and tax, then you're going to see like, well, I have the original John Wick, so I'm good. I'm good. I have the original.
Wait, you said that, but you said you have the original John Wick, so you're good.
I'm good.
I know you didn't pre-order it. No. I'm just messing. I know you.
I'm making it not hiding Kane behind a 2-pack at that point, to separate the both of them, because they know that collectors already have the original John Wick 2. So why they would need to
Why
go
would you
and
want Kane? What is he gonna?
on
Is
another
he gonna
John Wick?
whisper the willows, the Jedi willows? What would you want? I don't under, who wants that shit? What would you want? The willows? What is the ancient text? I mean, is he gonna? What would you? You know? And then who's the other one? Oh, the one that was put on Jenny Craig, the one that lost weight in the figure. Thrawn. Really? Thrawn? And they gave him an athletic body because Hot Toys didn't even want to invest in the R&D in the dad bod gut body. They're like, all right, you know, Howard Chan's like, we don't have time for this. Yeah, he puts him in athletic, you know, body. Keeper of the Wills. There you go. I knew a Jedi fanatic out there. I knew a Jedi fanatic would come and correct me on that crap. 10 points for you, good sir.
Keeper of the Wills.
No, it's just look. I went on Sideshow, Nate.
Mm-hmm.
They have 133 pre-orders right now. They're
asking for more. People
can Kenobi. I want more. I want more.
And so that and look, they're Hot Toys is keeping up their end of the bargain. They are absolutely keeping up with the schedule.
I think they're listening. They're like, "Oh, you want
think
more?
About
right?
it, Nate, think about it. An average of what 70 to 80 Hot Toy figures released a year. 70 is what the average, I think, is what it was. About 80 figures. 80, and each figure. Remember, $300 is the new norm. Not counting the small vehicles. Oh, we don't even have that ATRT out yet, do we? That's inbound.
That's going to be a Christmas nightmare before Christmas situation there.
Yeah, by the way, guys, what payments are coming out? I know for me next month that maybe people forgot about, or maybe not. But Star Wars, you got Mace Windu, you have Padme,
that's
got Anakin Skywalker. Like those payments for me are starting next month.
Oh, I see. But those are next year releases, though, aren't they?
No, I get that. It's just that you pre-order stuff, and it's like you sometimes forget, like, oh, and then like next year, like if you're involved in all these IPs, but you got the Flash figures next year, you got 2 Batmobiles next year.
That's right.
Jazz Inc and Hot Toys. So and you still have potentially Obi-Wan figures. If we don't get Darth Vader, you don't get Kenobi. You don't get Matt Damon Kenobi. You don't get those. I mean, so there's a lot of stuff.
Did anybody pre-order Grandpa? I belongs in the museum.
I got Grandpa.
Yeah, you have to pre-order
that. I did too. I'll confess, I got a pre-order.
You have to pre-order Indiana Jones. Oh, that's another one. Oh, he's old, not my.
Oh, the movie was trash.
Or the movie sucked. Can I be honest with you? I never saw the movie. Still pre-ordered the figure because I kind of understand it's Indiana Jones. So it's kind of like
separate the character.
I belong.
You can always do that.
Movie sucked, so I'm not gonna get the figure.
I belong in a nursing home.
But it looks great, though. Don't get me wrong; the figure looks great.
It's Indiana Jones.
You gotta get you have to get the whole deluxe set and the whole setup.
Yeah, because that way you can turn it around, and then if you have the young Indy, you can say it's Temple of Doom Indy.
Yeah. So, CMB, what are your thoughts with what we're talking about the community and the influencers, hot takes, and all that?
Honestly, like I don't listen I don't listen to anybody really, as far as like trying to tell me how to spend my money. If somebody thinks something's shitty, then that's their opinion. One man's treasure is another man's trash, or vice versa. One man's trash is another man's treasure type of deal. It's the same thing I go about collecting. If I like it, I'm gonna get it. I'm not gonna watch or let somebody else try to tell me how to buy a figure. They're not. Why am I gonna give them control over my money? Nope. Like I said, it was once told to me, who you give your money to is whom you relinquish your power to.
And that's Hot Toys.
So yeah, exactly. Hot Toys already got me by the balls. I ain't gonna let somebody else on YouTube try to tell me I need to get a figure because they think it's awesome. No. Sorry. If that were the case, then I'd have a lot of shitty Hot Toys that I don't even like, from IPs that I don't follow just because I was listening to people. Well, I'm not gonna listen to other people on YouTube, they have a collection of 15 figures, and they want to talk to me like they know everything about collecting. Get out of here. Call yourself an expert? No. Sit down, Junior. You got 15 figures, and you're trying to talk to the community like you've been in this game long enough. My kid's 12 years old. He's got more figures than you.
I don't ever like to point in that direction, but I find it entertaining. I like to see what the young blood, what can they bring to the table. You do it for the kids. You do it for the kids. It's kind of like when me and Ryan were dressed up as Ghostbusters, and the kids going up and down the street, man, and they were just like blown away by a couple of Ghostbusters, and the kids just wanted to touch the Proton packs. And you do it for the kids. For the kids. Photo ops.
I think Will has 15 Hot Toy figures.
I think he's up in the 20s. I haven't watched.
No.
He did a $40,000. Well, no, wait. He did a $40,000.
He didn't say third party mixed with Hot Toys.
He did a $40,000. Wait, Nate. He did a $40,000 collection room tour. Remember? So he's obviously got skin in the game.
You know what's funny though?
He's an expert because he judges other people's collections.
Yeah, you know what's funny with Will is that he's like content stealing. He goes around just picking live reactions of other people's collection tours. And
he doesn't do that anymore, though, does he?
He did Justin's today. Justin's collection.
Did he really?
He did Justin's collection.
Oh. Oh. Were people questioning Justin's collections that it was shrinking or growing or?
Yeah.
Oh no. There was a comment, Nate. What was it? Somebody who the hell? Oh shoot, did I just miss it? Somebody had the average. Oh, Hot Toys Nightmare. 10 points for Hot Toys Nightmare for doing a little bit of data entry there. I knew we were above 80. I knew we were at 75 or 80. That is bonkers, folks. I'm telling you, and I keep I told Ron, I'm telling Nate, you should not have ordered that bone marrow dude. You shouldn't have no. the Bollocks guy, the one the Marok. Yeah, no, you folks, you got to be careful. Hot Toys right now averaging 130. They're averaging 80 releases. That is bonkers. Look, I'm a veteran and I'm having trouble keeping up with this. Like, this is where I'm at right now.
I talked to you the other day.
This is where I'm at right now.
Crazy. Yeah.
This is where I'm at right now. And I'm running out of space. I'm constantly fighting with Brian over at Singapore. Where are the corner units? And he keeps telling me, the emails, oh, the little bit come next month. Calm down, the little bit, calm down. I'm like, Brian, I need my magic cases. Come on, you're busting my job, And so, I'm running out of space here.
How many Hot Toys do we need to be a pro? Right now, here's the thing too. I like how Andre answered. Number
42.
Great reference.
Nobody here is saying that we're pros. What I was trying to say is you have these people who want to act like they're pros and hardcore experts. They know anything and everything when it comes to collecting, and they portray themselves off that way. Or they try to talk a big game about they have a huge collection and then they get called out.
So it's not look, folks. Look, I'll try to see if I can break down the algorithm.
I do want to bring this up because we talking the talk, right? And we're also walking the walk. Right?
The formula consists of volume, time retention. So let's say there is no definitive number. It's like so let's say somebody buys 100 Hot Toys and they pop out of nowhere, right? They go right on YouTube, they have 100 figures, and then they're telling you what the top 10 figures of 2023 are. Whoa, calm down, dude. Who the fuck are you? I've never heard of you before. What have you done? What have you done to earn the experience of the community? So I think the number can float anywhere between 20 and above, but it's the formula. It really is intertwined with the experience and then the benefit that you can potentially help others and bring to the community. Not just these are the top 10 figures of the year, and then half of your list are Grail exclusives that were timed out within minutes that you decided to go through a third-party reseller, like a backdoor purchase, that's not available to the general masses. That to me, I probably would frown upon, because you're building a list that are figures that are not readily available to others. So that's honestly, it's a very open-ended question. There's not, but I definitely would say time experience is definitely built into that. Yeah, because I think everybody, as long as you provide it, dude, I've always said, Ryan, Nate, I've always told you guys, as long as you provide a benefit to the community, as long as if you're asking the audience to sit and listen to you, what can you bring to the table?
And like you said, you're gonna have those that are gonna hate watch you all the time. Like there's people everywhere right now.
Right here.
No. There's people hate watching us right now because it's just that's just what it is. And all fairness, you're just racking up Nate and Denobi's view ticker right now. Like you're just racking it up. Like have fun. Like there's no bad or good. There's no good or bad. You're just contributing to the views on YouTube.
I want more.
Just keep racking up. Just keep racking the viewer up. Rack the minutes up. That's all you're doing is racking up the minutes. So there's nothing wrong. It is what it is. It's
You know what that reminds me of with the hate watchers? That
What's
part
that?
in the Star Trek Generations movie when Data gets like that chip where he hates the drink, but he keeps drinking it, and he's smiling, and he's like,
The
hate this drink.
Star Trek Generation.
But that's Denobi. That goes back to
I don't know, but I really hate this drink.
But Denobi, that goes back to the point that I was talking about, is that there's just a lot of stuff out there nowadays with the YouTubers, and it's like it's boring shit, but people still watch it. Hey, listen, you want to watch the entertainment? Go ahead and watch it. I mean, people want to watch
There's
stuff.
still a few people that I tend to watch within the one.
Well, and that's a shame though, because there's people like
it's not as much anymore though. It's shrunk, but
no, it's shrunk. But there's like
like your mafia. So he still holds water as far as like his advice. But at the end of the day,
I listen to Mafia. I'm alert.
Before, he did drop a hot take that I was not happy with, and that was the RoboCop, and we did criticize on that. So
I still listen to Mafia. It's just when he talks Star Trek, I usually just leave. So it's.
But like there's just other people out there. Like I found other people that are on YouTube doing stuff like MRC. He's a staple. He does reviews. He's doing reviews, great stuff. Boston Collectors does great stuff. TK421 Collectibles does great stuff. There's just I've been noticing other channels that are like not as quote unquote popular, because I feel like when people say the community, there's just certain names that pop up there automatically that are just there, and then like there's other people that are doing great work. They're staying out of the shadows probably because they want to. They're just doing their thing, having fun, making content. And that's the kind of stuff that I'm watching now when I get a chance to. But
for me, for this question, I feel that it's not about the numbers; it's more of the sacrifice. How much are you sacrificing to maintain your collection, to maintain a presence in, within the community? What you like Denobi said, what you're providing to the community. I feel there has to be that level of sacrifice. Like for me, like I've always been saying, OT for the HT. I live and breathe that, to maintain my collection.
Dude, and people think he's not.
And if people think that's a joke, no,
he's not joking. He's not.
Yeah, I'd be every morning. I'd be like trying. Mr. Mom messages me every morning. Hey, are you free to talk at 6? No, I gotta stay 2 hours for OT.
I leave for work at 6. I get to work from 6 to 7 is my drive. Nate usually leaves at 6, so we happen to talk in the morning for an hour. It just kills the time. And he'll be like, OT, can't talk. And I was like, all right, no problem. Or no, and I'll know, like when he gets OT, those extra 2 hours, that's like another NRD he's putting down on something. I just know it is, or I just know that it is. So the OT for the HT, he that's his phrase, but he lives and breathes it. And I definitely try to make sure you don't burn out over there, my friend, because don't burn out.
10 points to Logic Blaster. I agree with you. I do watch the smaller channels. I tend to learn. I learn. Remember I said I watch channels for benefit? I absolutely learn a lot from entry-level collectors that come in and see what direction they're buying or what they think is important. So I find that fascinating. To me, that's information that I can assimilate and that I can use to better curate my collection. So I actually do enjoy watching.
And I think that there's certain YouTubers that just get stale over time because it's the same song and dance. Like you guys watch your, same stuff over and over again, but they get stale. It is what it is. It's like watching a TV show. So,
brother Cousins in the house. Yeah, we mentioned your stream a week ago. You're talking about the tap dancing stream or something like that. I can't.
Was that his? I was going to say because I didn't mention Jay. I'm like I didn't mention. Brother.
I didn't mention it. Was it?
I didn't mention him. Was that the tap dance? Was that the chorus line live stream? Nate, was that the one? I don't remember.
I remember that stream had a few folks just talking about how they're curating their collection as far as like tap dance and what have you. And then there's one clip I remember. I guess Lael was talking about certain clips and certain words are going to be used over time throughout the YouTube community, right? Especially the tap dancing quote. It's being used everywhere now, thanks to Adobe.
TM. No, it is what it is out there. What do we have, Nate? We have what? Are we down to 45 days till the end of the year?
Yeah.
What do we have? Like 40 days till Christmas?
Yeah.
I'm skimming through Sideshow's page right now, and there's just figures on here, man, that like Shazam, Black Adam,
and
ATR, Toby,
Cobb Vamp, Toby.
What else? Dead Strange.
Oh Jesus!
The Valkyries, the Thors.
Are those coming out for this year? Because I know ATRT. I keep being told that's a big vehicle that's coming out. There's a few others, right? Is there?
What about Reva?
Reva, the Attack of Clones figures.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there's a lot of shit that can be dumped in the next 30 days.
Oh, that's right. The
new Groot.
Don't
forget Baby Groot.
Groot.
Darth Vader from Obi-Wan.
We only got 45 days, right? So that's going to be a lot of.
The Kenobi line, right? The Darth Vader and then
Damage Vader.
Yeah.
Oh, what about everyone's favorite, Buzz Lightyear?
Buzz Lightyear from Star Command.
That's not out yet, is it?
Yo.
No, it's not.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Me and Nate were on the phone one morning and we were like, everyone was hoping for Robert Pattinson Batman. And I think we both were like, dude, we hope just like Buzz Lightyear drops. Just to piss people off.
Is that going on 2 years? That's going on 2 years, isn't it? I want to. Yeah, that's a long.
December 23 to January 24.
Yeah, but when was it?
I don't know. That's
it was 2021 when the movie came out, right?
Yeah.
Right, the movie came out in 2021. So that's an old ass pre-order. That's stewing there.
That's like the Bat Cycle, which was predicted and that never came.
Yeah. No, I think they're going to hold out on that because there's no way Hot Toys wants to drop the Bat Cycle without the Patterson.
Yeah, but I almost feel like it's coming down to Hot Toys and InArt. Like,
but that's $1,000 ticket though. That's $1,000. I mean,
well,
that'll wipe out a third of the entry level collectors out there. You have a trifecta like that. You have Robert Pattinson with the flashlight, the Bat Cycle, and then you throw in who's the other one? How many figures are in that line?
It's just Batman.
Just Batman.
Okay,
Batman,
you know what? Hell, throw in the 2.0 Bane or the Catwoman just to piss everybody off.
Yeah.
There you go.
So let me ask you guys a question then. If you had to choose, because I'm fascinated by this, between the InArt Batman and the Hot Toys Batman, if you had to blink and guess which one do you think is going to get released physically first, which one would you guess?
Hot Toys.
Hot Toys.
Well, we'll get the first influencer batches from InArt, right?
Exactly.
Sorry.
Well, I'm sure Big Bretta will sneak one out of like the back door of the production facility or something, or he's gonna knock on the tin door behind the kid labor facility. I'm here for brothers and Batman.
You know what's funny? People thought that the influencer batch
what is the password
InArt wasn't true. I'm like, y'all need
InArt
to open up.
rules.
That pissed a lot of people off, man. A lot of people pissed off about that, which is
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Did they ever find him? The rep from InArts. What's his name? John. Did they ever find him? I thought he disappeared. Did he disappear?
Probably in Cancun, Mexico, spending everybody's pre-order money.
Hey, didn't he do some streams a while back already?
Yeah.
He did some streams, right?
That was
He did
that.
his roundabout streams like he
I
usually
should have
does.
called it. I knew they're all in there. I knew they're all in there. I knew they're all there listening. I knew Brett was. I just, Ghostbusters is my name. Of course. You bet your ass. I'll get this first. It'll be good. It'll be a good reveal.
Well, I hope Bretta gets it first before Will. That's what I'm hoping for.
I don't know. He'll get it, and then like the rest of the community will get it like 8 months later during summertime or some shit. Everybody...
We can't have Will doing another unboxing.
By then, InArts
unboxing
would've...
like he did with the Gandalf.
Yeah, I you shall not pass. You shall not get your pre-order. Why does anyone care who gets the figure? I don't care. I don't have any interest in that. In the Robert Pattinson, I didn't pre-order any of that. I would love to get. I look forward to getting the Robert Pattinson Batman. But look, folks, I know better. I didn't paint myself into a corner. You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. No, all that Nate, you pre-ordering that dewback. Dude, you're bonkers, man. That's a big
I am
bonkers.
Nate, how many? Wait, no. Denobi, rephrase that.
How many? How
it's
many?
Dewbacks.
Yeah.
Dewbacks.
How many?
Dewbacks.
Yeah.
Going on? What do you?
He's got 3 of them.
Are you farming them? What are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have a little farm. I'm gonna have a little.
You gonna breed them?
A little nursery.
You're gonna be in his backyard in a cage.
One male, one female. Keep providing the breeding
with the
yeah.
With the blurgs and the dewbacks. He's trying to create a blurg back.
You get a Photoshop picture of Nate, you ride in a dewback.
Which Robert Pattinson Batman is more affordable? Is it the InArts or is it the Hot Toys?
Hot Toys.
Hot Toy. Yeah, everyone's gonna get the Hot
Toys.
Toys.
Well, the thing is, because is it?
So Denobi, the interesting thing
on the InArts yet, right?
Here's the thing.
The pre-order number.
Here's the thing on the Denobi. Here's the thing that's interesting right now about the whole thing is that they're both, not to say are they both sold out? The InArt one's sold out. If you and when I say sold out, by the way, if you go through a reputable like 1/6 kit, not like Toys Wonderland or something like that. So the InArt one's sold out. What I'm interested in is that people like are going to get one and probably be like, if someone gets the Hot Toys one and let's say they're disappointed, it's like you already picked your team. You know what I'm saying? Like you're kind of stuck with where you want to go, because I don't think anyone's going to give up their blurg and dewback and just won't split.
You don't know that.
I think the economical version is gonna win public opinion. Everybody,
you never know Hot Toys Nightmare until you try. It's how we got donkeys.
That's how we got
dogs.
Everybody is extremely overwhelmed, and so tough choices. Nate, tough.
Well, no, you're stuck with what you get. If you get the Hot Toys one and you don't like it, you're stuck with that. So
yeah, and then besides, I mean, the InArt Robert Pattinson Batman, it'll probably just tip over anyway, right? You put it on the table or just
because
the magnets. Photos, that's ridiculous.
The magnets is going to fall over.
Yeah.
So Howard Chan went in there. Howard Chan went in there, knocked everything over, and ran out next morning.
So, Mr. Mom, I wanted to bring this up because I don't want you to forget this. Remember when I asked you on the way home, right?
Oh God!
The whole situation with the difference between influencers getting their influencer batch and the influencers in the gaming community getting their video games first, their video game review.
There's a huge difference. There's a huge difference because
that
the shit
doesn't bother me though, Nate.
Well,
I don't care if they get it. I don't care if they get the stuff early. I just want transparency.
Well, there's not transparency.
I agree with that, Nobi, but I do want to hear what Mr. Mom has to say.
Well, no. There's a couple things to dissect from. Number one, there's no transparency because I did a poll on my YouTube channel. And there was like a couple hundred, like, I don't know, 150 people, whatever, voted. And the majority of the people felt, I think the numbers were like 60, it was like 60-50, it was like 60-40 or whatever it was, that people were like, you know what, they'd rather just like there be really no influencer batches and just let everyone get them because, you know, influencers are getting them early. And a lot of them are like, and there's going to be a batch of people that are like, and it's interesting with InArt because by the time the influencers get them, the figures are sold out. So there's really no influence at that point because it's not like they're really going to be available in a few months from now where it's like, check out this figure on like a Hot Toys figure where sometimes, you know, you check out a video for a Hot Toys review, you could still then decide, do I want to buy that figure or not? InArt's pretty much done. Like the Robert Pattinson Batman, it's been sold out for a while now. So I just feel like and I feel like a lot of people in the community feel the same way. At the time when I was looking at the groups, they were like, people were pissed because there's a very big disconnection from when there's a quote unquote influencer batch versus when the general public gets their figure. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, you know, they're trickling them in. You know, when you look at other stuff in general, it's usually only influencers are like 2 to 3 weeks apart, which I don't think would be a big deal. I'm just saying for the average person who buys this stuff, you know, they're waiting months and they're seeing all these people get stuff. And I will not name names because genuine people hit me up who are other YouTubers. I will not name names. You know, people are like, oh, it's all bullshit, that have DM'd me when I posted stuff saying, yeah, it's kind of fucked up that people are getting like the Gandalf and they're not even a fan of Lord of the Rings, you know, and they have these figures and it's like, oh, it's because it's part of that whole system. So it is what it is. I got no skin in the game in those figures because I don't care. I pre-ordered 2 InArt figures. I have the Superman and I have the Harry Potter figure. Those are the 2 that I pre-ordered. I do have those pre-ordered with the 1/6 kit. I personally don't care anymore if I get a Superman early. I did, you know, but it just seems like everyone who had a coupon code with 1/6 kit got their shit early. And it's like, cool, but it's like, you know, the average person who spent the same amount of money, it's like they were pissed off. And I was just kind of feeding off of what I saw in the Facebook groups because people are like, yeah, but like, when are you getting this in? And 1/6 kit was always putting up comments like, I don't know when I'm getting these in. You'll know when you get an invoice. And then an influencer pops up with a video review the next day. I'm just saying, like, it didn't look good. The visual, like, it didn't look good when someone puts up a review.
The transparency didn't look good.
Yeah, the transparency didn't look good. So I kind of felt bad for those who pre-ordered those figures. And there's going to be people who are like, tough shit, deal with it. Okay, I'm glad that you have that mentality, but not everyone else does. Like, everyone has, you know, it's different mentalities for everything. So I just think that when it comes to the InArt stuff, there's a little bit of too much of a disconnect from when the influencers are getting their figures versus the everyday, I say the everyday collector, just like the average Joe who pre-ordered stuff. There's too much of a gap. Like, Denobi jokes on it, but like, it happened with the Joker. I mean, they released a few figures. I remember it was in December to hit their quote unquote goal of like, we got this out. But realistically, how many months later was it until like it finally got flooded into the market? It was like 4 or 5 months. It was like 3 or 4 months later. It was. And it's just like,
it's like almost a little over 5
months. And I felt that, you know, and I felt
my kid didn't get his Joker until end of April.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, you know, I just kind of feel bad for the collectors in that standpoint. I'm not trying to shit on anything per se. I think the system needs work. It's just that, you know, where the channels, how everything is being funneled through is just, it just sucks, you know. And
yeah, that's
like,
the only thing.
And then you see reviews for like, hey, I got this from 1/6. Yeah, and then you see people put up a video review. It's like, hey, I got this figure from 1/6 kit. Well, tough shit. You can't even get it anymore. So it's been sold out. And that was the thing with the Harry Potter. And I wish I had the date. I wish I had it and I wish someone in the live chat could pull it up because I pre-ordered Harry Potter the day Kit said he was cutting it off, and it was in September, I think it was. He said, on this date, I'm cutting off Harry Potter. So I said, you know what, shit, I'm going to get Harry Potter. But the thing was, though, I think his cutoff date was like 4 months prior on paper. It was like 4 months prior. So it missed the cutoff window where he had to put a post up and say, hey, I'm cutting it off on this date. And I was like, shit, all right, I'm going to jump in and pre-order the Harry Potter figure. So like, even like all the dates are being all jumbled around. And like I said, I just felt bad because the feedback that I was seeing online at the time was like the average people were pissed. They're like, well, where's my shit at? You know, what's going on? And like Kit says, like, I got a small batch, this is where it is. And then it's like, you see a YouTuber put it up and it's like, oh, all right, that sucks. So
you get a YouTuber that gets it and then they can't dress the character properly or they have the hat backwards on or something. You don't know what's going on. It's like,
well, they put it up for a raffle or something like that to raffle it off.
Might as well have a Muppet just do the unboxing.
What was it when Zach thought that when you did the tab out video and Zach thought that it was the Asmus one? Like, oh, that looks really good. Is that the new Asmus? He goes, no, that's an
again, folks. I don't care if influencers get the figures early. I just want a transparency and information not being omitted. So that's really what it is. It sends a bad message, right? Where you're like, oh, the Gandalf figure's been released. Well, has it really? That's a little.
Then Denobi, like goes back to, but then it goes back to what I said. It's that point of, do you care, or are you really thinking about what you're saying in a video? I'm not saying you, but that goes back to that point.
It's very deceptive. And then when you
that's what I mean. Like, do they actually even give a shit? Honestly, at the end of the day, because they know people are going to watch it anyway and not care. And maybe something like that will be overlooked by the majority, where some people, like, will look at it and say that is misleading, but the majority might not give a shit. So therefore, why would the influencer give a shit?
It's just a path to the dark side there.
Well, there you go. Well,
that's what separates business from passion.
Well, that's the big thing, is that when they realize there's no money to be really made in doing this, the next best thing is try to get free shit or get shit early. So that's, if you're not making money, they might as well get free shit or try to get shit early. It's one of the two.
Telling you, we should try to get sponsored by stuff that doesn't even matter.
Let's try Toys Wonderland.
I think that's the solution right there.
Let's get sponsored. Let's get sponsored by like
sponsored that what you're not practicing, or what, because at the end of the day, what I feel that if those that preach the loudest have the most to hide, constantly preaching about their woes or what have you, and
peace and unity.
Yeah, peace in the community. And also the toxic community. Preaching all that wham bam thank you ma'am, but then what you're hiding in the background though? What are you hiding? How do we even know if you're paying for the figure or just borrowing it and then returning it if you can't be honest? That's the thing. I think that's the best solution right there. Just be honest. Just be honest.
Being honest, unfortunately, is the hardest thing.
Is that too much? Do you think that's happening?
Yes, it is.
The fake returns. Oh, the leg fell off, and then take advantage of side.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, and there's nothing wrong with it, but
Sideshow has a return cap. Meaning that if you, after like 3 figures, if they feel that there's a pattern of you buying a figure and returning it, because yes, I know at one point in time, there were individuals within the community that would buy a figure through Sideshow, review it, post it, rave about it, take photos, and then quickly return it to Sideshow on some bullshit excuse. But again,
or they raffle it on Instagram.
Or they raffle it.
Easy does that.
Or you just go to eBay and it happens to be there on eBay for sale.
Well, like an example, I mean, let's just call for what we see. Everyone sees it on Instagram if you follow. Dante does it, Man of Hot Toy Collectibles, and Easy Collectibles does it. They put figures up for raffles where you raffle off the figure. So they're doing, not all the figures, but they do a review. And then on the Instagram, $30 raffle spot, and then it's figures that they just reviewed a few days ago. It's like, oh, okay. So, I mean, it's just, if they're reviewing stuff that they don't want in the collection, so they're just going to probably buy it, raffle it, make the money back, and then eventually sift through the collection. I mean, that's just is what it is. Am I the only one that doesn't follow these people on Instagram? I mean, I'm not trying to say it's taboo, but if anyone follows,
the thing is, the laundry is out there. Right?
Yeah, it's not. I'm not like this is
doing the reviews, and then next day you see the raffle.
Yeah, this isn't hidden shit. I mean, it's out there. It's just no one wants to say it. Tough shit. Like, I want to tell you.
But I don't think I've seen Easy do it as much, because I think Easy is just.
He just posted something today.
He did? Oh my god! I thought he was out of the game.
Wait a minute, a video or for sale?
No, he like an Instagram post where he sets up a raffle where there's like 15 spots, and then you buy in, and then.
But that's being he's running a racket. That's different. I don't.
Oh no, but what I'm saying is, like, that's an example of, like, you do a review on something. Yeah, I have nothing against
Easy's
that.
not doing reviews anymore.
He's not doing reviews. He's just a reseller in my book.
Yeah, but I have nothing necessarily against
that. He's doing a review, and then he posts the raffle.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. He does what he wants. You want to sell shit? I don't care. It's everyone does.
Yeah, he's not doing any. He doesn't. I love the guy, but I don't think I would take his opinion. He doesn't. He flip flops back and forth out of Hot Toys, so I don't know what to believe with him anymore.
And like,
I thought he left and went to statues.
Yeah, he's doing statues anyway, so I don't take his opinion at heart anyway.
But so, I thought Easy left Hot Toys. I don't think he's doing anything else.
So I wouldn't take anything. You know.
Because I know he left. He went towards the statue game.
Yeah, he's doing statue. He's have you seen his
Yeah.
latest videos or streams? Has a lot of statues, and
Yeah,
hey,
and he's just a reseller. Now. I wouldn't. I know on occasion he jumps on Dante Manal Collectibles live stream, and they maybe share thoughts and opinions. But even that, I wouldn't. It's hard to really take someone seriously if you're not vested within the community. So when you're having a live stream based off of like the 1/6 scale world and collection, and you're a panel member, you really have to think twice about listening to them or even taking their opinions to heart. So just what it is.
Yeah, you don't watch a 6 scale stream to get news about statues. It's kind of like going to a steakhouse and ordering the salmon.
There is options like that too.
No, I'm just saying,
No, I know what you're saying. I know, but literally, I've seen restaurants, they do offer like.
Yes, I know that, but I'm just using it as an example.
No, I do. I agree. No,
who goes to a steakhouse and orders the fish?
Damn. Wow. So Mr. Mom, what's your time looking?
It's 11:59 on the East Coast.
Yeah, we're all 59 on the East Coast. Do you want to end it?
Let's do 10 minutes really quick because I have to go. Let's do 10 minutes on the Ghostbusters teaser.
Yes. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, let's. I told Ryan earlier today when I first saw the trailer, and the opening part of the teaser, where the kids were on Coney Island, the people were at the fair, and the ocean's approaching them in the cloud. I'm not kidding. I really thought it was going to be like a Scooby-Doo, the Blackbeard, or like some haunted sea captain pulling up in a pirate ship or in some old sea old vessel. I'm like, oh man, they're going down this campy route. So I'm glad that they didn't, because that was a nice little surprise that they're going with like an Ice Queen type deal.
Yeah, I thought
before we get into it, how many of the Haslab 2s are you backing, Shinobi?
I just have 5 right now. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Why is that good or bad?
No,
I made a killing on the Proton packs.
No, I know, because I remember when you got the Proton packs, you got 5, and I was like, damn, I got 2, one for me, one for my kid. I can't imagine getting 5.
Yeah, and you saw what they're going for on eBay. So
yeah. No, I'm probably just, my kid doesn't want the trap. He says he's hoping that they'll do raised goggles because that's what he wants. So
you're not even backing one for prosperity. You're not even going to back one.
I'm going to back one.
I was going to say.
One. I'm going to back it because I want the trap and the PKE meter. He just wants to wait to see if we get raised goggles. But I'm going to back the PKE meter and the trap because I want that.
Yeah, the only reason I'm considering about backing a little bit more is because I want to keep. I may potentially want to keep 2 for myself because I definitely do want to mod one of those ghost traps into the RC mod because I know that there's going to be 3D printed harnesses. Cool. Yeah, you're going to be able to put the ghost trap literally on a 3D printed harness with the in an RC mode, and you're going to be able to achieve that. So I know that the Ghostbusters community, kit bashing community, they're creative as that, and they help everybody. And they're like, oh, here are the specs and so forth. So I know that the fact that you have a working ghost trap there with the opening doors and the lights and all that, I go, it's not that far off from being able to mod it. I want an RC ghost trap, and I know that's going to, but you know what? I've also said too that this is the first time we've gotten a sequel to Haslab. Haslab has never done sequels before. This is Haslab 2 for Ghostbusters. They potentially can still come out with Haslab 3 Ghostbusters, and they can print money with an RC ghost trap. I know they can. Yeah. There's no reason why nobody would want to have an RC version of a ghost trap. I just can't. Maybe throw in some other tchotchke little piece or some nickname.
Raised goggles. Throw in raised goggles with it.
Yeah, but that to me would also. I mean, the Ghostbusters community has proven that they're willing to put their money, where their mouth is. So, yeah, and it's a good deal.
They can do the RC trap with raised goggles because remember, Podcast found the goggles before he finds the RC trap car, and he puts on raised goggles and he's messing around with them in the back seat.
All right.
Well, like I said, I think I was telling Denobi the kit. It's a kit bash where it's the PKE meter from Afterlife, because it is a different PKE meter. It's not the original one.
It does.
And the trap is a versatile one that will have parts where it's a take on the Ghostbusters 1 trap, but there's pieces that can pop off and on to kind of make it look like the trap from Afterlife. So there's a little bit different because they're very in the Afterlife mode, because the goggles that he wears are an upgraded version of the originals, because the goggles that he wears have the Polaroid camera where he took the photo. Remember, the photo came out, he took a Polaroid photo. Rays didn't have those in the original, so it seems like they're very much on doing. That's why I don't think they're going to do an RC trap. I think that if they do another round, they're going to do a new Proton pack, because they're using new Proton packs in the new movie. They're doing a new Proton
that
pack.
could also work as well too,
because there's people already today that are already 3D printed. I was going to send you the screenshot to Nobi. They're already 3D printing the new components to the Proton pack just off of the screen stills from what we have in the movie. Like, there's already people that have figured out the parts and are already 3D rendering.
Too. They already found the red jacket.
Oh, the red jacket! I sent you a picture, Denobi. It's a $2,000 red jacket.
Yeah, Hasbro, the company, they've had a few misses with a couple of their eyepieces here, in their finance calls. I know they lost money with like the Indiana Jones line. The Marvel line has been taking a dip. So has the Star Wars line. So, but the Ghostbusters line, Hasbro has been
keeping it healthy, where people are reinvigorated, and it's helping. I think what they're doing is they're seeing where the prop community is going, and they're kind of seeing where like it's opening. Oh, you and I had thorough conversations about this. It's opening the door to people that could never do the ghost busting before, because they're not going to walk around. I mean, you remember me walking around in New York City with that Proton pack, like 50+ pounds. And it's like, it's giving people the opportunity to do it for Halloween, whatever it is. It's just opening up another door. So they're personally stupid if they stop doing Ghostbuster stuff. They're stupid.
It's a good deal. Like, I know people think $299 is a lot, but you have to understand though. But you have to explain to them why, because it's Matty Collector.
Well, Matty Collectors was the original that came out back in 2010 and 13, and that stuff is going for. The trap alone, people are selling it used, respectively, for $400.
$400 to $500 was the average.
And the PKE meter, even though the PKE meter is the original one, that's still $300-400, and that's old technology. That's not like, it's still old stuff. I mean,
it's old stuff where the LEDs aren't going to be as bright. Because here's the thing: LED technology, the lights have come a long way.
Yes,
so to me, I see value. I'm like, oh, $299.
And not for nothing, a lot of cosplayers, like I know you made fun of me when we were out there. A lot of cosplayers who because I built my pack from scratch, but I stopped there. Like, I originally wanted to do a trap, but I'm like, fuck that. I'm not building a trap anymore. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not wasting the money and the energy. Because like, once I built that pack for like a year, I was like, I need to close this chapter. I'm good. I'll move on to something else. And so like, I would totally rock the trap on my hip, like walking around. So it's like, you know, it's just, it can cost you a lot of money.
I want to add somewhere before I forget. The ghost trap from Matty Collector had spring doors. This ghost trap is motorized doors. There's a big I'm telling you, Hasbro is giving you a lot for your bucks. There's a lot of value. So when I saw $299, I'm like, oh my god, this is a deal.
People have to realize, like, in the movie, the cable and the foot pedal actually did nothing. It was just, it was there as a prop. But this one, it actually works.
Well, that's why it's a throwback to the original. It's a throwback to the original GB1, where the pedal actually was more.
Yeah, exactly.
Old
what
school.
I'm saying. Like, and this one, the pedal actually it functions. It's not
so
movie
they were
magic where they push on the pedal and then somebody else opens the trap. They developed it to where when you connect the cable and push the pedal down, it actually activates the trap.
Yeah, no, they were smart to do the trap and the PKE, and then obviously I think did it hit all its tiers yet? I know it's hit.
It hit the first tier. It's almost at the second tier.
It'll hit it on the 11th hour. I'm not too worried about it,
dude. It hit the first tier in less than 8 hours.
Yeah. So,
and there's people out there. I mean, no shame to Denobi whatsoever. There's people that were posting in because I'm in a lot of the build groups that like literally bought 10 of them. Like, no lie, like 10, and people were giving them shit, but they're like, here's the difference with the Haslab. It's not like they're saying we're only making 10,000. So like, if someone buys 10 of them, like, they're making as many as what people are buying them, as long as they hit the quota. So like, if someone buys 10 of them, it's not like they're robbing a spot for somebody else. You can go in and buy it right now. Like if they sell 30,000 of these things, so they're making as many as what people are willing to buy. So like if someone goes in and buys 15 of these things, they're not robbing 14 other people of slots.
It's open right now to the public.
Yeah, no, absolutely not.
December 10th, 11:59 p.m.
Yeah.
So whatever the number is up until that point, like you said, like let's say they get 50,000, they're gonna make 50,000. They're not gonna cut anybody off.
I already mentioned that the ghost trap, I'm gonna mod it. I mean, the fact that you can look inside the ghost trap, I'm like, oh, I'm gonna cob LED. I'm gonna add some high watt voltage to that. I mean, you should not, if you stare inside the ghost trap, you should go blind. That's exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
Exactly what I'm going to do.
I probably would want to put a smoke kit in mine so it smokes.
Oh, there you go. Like a little vape kit.
Yeah, they make them already. So I'm just waiting for someone to make them.
Vape kits.
Yep. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. I never put one in my pack, but I wanted to put a
y'all
vape kit.
Y'all gonna have some fun, man. I
That's
can't
what
wait
I'm saying. Yeah.
I can't wait to see that the remote ghost trap.
But Denobi, I mean, I know this is like CGI, but like how cool is it? Like we were technically there. Like that's pretty cool. Like the firehouse, like seeing it, like pretty neat.
Yeah, it's very surreal that I was there and being able to just dress up in New York. I mean, how many people can say they got to dress up, go to New York as a Ghostbuster, and then visit the firehouse? It was very surreal. It was cool. I had a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. And I learned a lot, man. I learned a lot from that. I mean, those packs are heavy as shit. So to walk around with a proton pack and a ghost trap, oh boy, it's gonna be a number. So,
all my years of military have trained me for that moment.
now, Ryan, the Ecto one we see in this teaser trailer, I'm assuming it's just a cleaned up version of the Afterlife. Is that what it is?
It's newer. They changed a couple things to it.
Yeah,
you
they
pause
moved stuff around right there.
The silver tubes right there are originally blue. Like if you look at yours, those two hoses.
Yeah.
They're blue. Now they're silver. Okay. The most distinguishing feature is the red racing stripes. So they took the red fin and they ran it all the way up the front of the car. So it looks like racing stripes. So that red fin extends all the way up. And then also there's a dome on top of the car. It looks like a dome that opens up. It's right there. It looks like either a ghost trap or something's going to shoot out of it. It looks like a dome that they added. Those are the most distinguishing features so far on the car.
This is supposed to be the Afterlife one. Because remember,
this is the Afterlife one.
Because Winston says, "Don't worry, girl, we're gonna."
This is the one that he cleaned. Yes, yeah.
Can you rewind it? I want to see if I can see the other side of the vehicle, the right side, Nate. Can you go a couple frames? Okay. Okay. So
see the red stripe.
That right there, the stripe. But the suicide door is there, so the gunner seat is still in this.
Yeah, no, it's the Afterlife car.
Okay, so the gunner, the suicide door is still there. That's what I was looking at.
Because it's just Winston. He cleaned it up.
Okay.
Remember at the end of
so
Afterlife,
it's just a little few minor mods and
Yeah, pretty much. He got the car up and running.
I don't think I don't think you'll see another car.
I don't think we're gonna see a Blitzway reissue. I really don't.
Yeah, because I thought Blitzway lost the license.
Yeah.
Star Ace, because Star Ace is
Star Ace has it, and I think they got it right after they had started production. I think this is it.
Question, Denobi, could Blitzway still have the license, but only on the vehicle side?
They potentially could, yes, because that probably would be a little bit different. But I'm under the impression it's Star Ace or bust.
That's what I think it is right now.
And here's the thing too. I don't think they made a lot of units. I don't think they made a huge. They got hit with some QC issues on it, the second Ecto one, and they didn't sell a lot. I mean, both versions on eBay are still going above chase price. So I don't think we'll see another one. I really don't. I never assume it, and I know that seems to be that type of assumption is like when I hear people say, well, maybe Blitzway will do another Ecto one. It's when I hear that, I hear someone saying, perhaps I'll win the lottery. I don't have to work. Like, you never assume that in this profession.
I really don't think so. Because given, like I said, when my buddy who was there on the inside back in the day, like when he was telling me that it was just nothing but nightmares for the company, I don't see them going through that shit again. After what he was telling me, what they were going through. I don't
think so.
I actually think Blitzway was happy that they got rid of the license after like the ordeal.
Everyone can buy the poo-poo
drama
versions.
For, Afterlife and how they were trying to get Murray and Aykroyd to actually sign off on the likeness, but they wouldn't. So I think they're just like, good, we're done. I don't think they want to deal with that anymore.
Yeah, because there's no money without the Ghostbusters. If you can't get the actors to sign off, then what's the point? You could only milk the vehicle so many times. So
I mean, literally, you could, if somebody went back and did the 1A from 2, people would buy it. And then even if this comes
they
out,
do an Echo 1A, I'd buy that.
Even if this one does come out, people will buy it. The only thing is, though, is it going to be the right scale to the Blitzway one? Because if not, it's going to look weird in your collection that you have a giant 1/6 scale Ecto 1, and then you got one that's smaller.
Like how I have the Eagle Moss 1/8 one.
Yeah, yeah. I'm content. I've got both versions. If they release another one, I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. But right now,
I'm with you in that same boat too. I'm happy. I missed out on the original one, but I got the Afterlife one, and I'm content with that.
I'm cool with the Afterlife one, but if we get a new one, I'm cool with that too. I don't have a clean one, so if Blitzway out of nowhere drops the third rendition, I'll get it at this point. I'll pick it up.
I'll pick it up too. Yeah. I mean, I'm not expecting it because I'm happy with the Afterlife one. But I mean, if it does come, it'll be a welcome surprise, and I'll get it.
So play the teaser. So I'm not looking forward to buying Mom and Paul Rudd as Ghostbusters. That there's nothing fun about that to me. I'm gonna enjoy. I think the movie looks fun. I think it'll be an interesting. It'll be just like the first one. It'll be just a family, very simple, fun little story.
Old man Ghostbusters. I want them as old people.
Yeah.
I want the original crew.
I still feel that there's going to be challenges trying to market this film as far as characters, as far as action figures. Like this right there, this whole lineup here.
I said to you though. That's why I said it.
Well, would you buy all these?
They found this jacket and it's $2,000. But I went to one of the forums today, and there were people that found jackets that were identical to it, but cheaper. One dude found it for $60, another for $295, $895.
Yeah, so, I'm good with that.
I'm cool with the $60.
Someone made a joke. They're like, someone made a joke. They're like, so you're going to tell me that the new cosplay is going to be wearing winter jackets in the summer when this movie comes out and everyone's sweating their balls off? Oh, it makes sense. Like that's the new cosplay.
The movie was pushed to when? Because I know it was originally meant for Christmas. This was a Christmas film.
No, it was supposed to be a Christmas film because the winter thing, but because
it would make sense. You go for Christmas, and then you go see the Ghostbusters. So what's the new date now, though? Do we have an official date now? Because it wasn't for this year.
The teaser doesn't say it, but I believe it's
so we don't even know.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
So Ryan, would you buy this whole lineup right here? Would you buy them?
I'm torn. I'm keeping my mouth shut because I have a very difference of opinion versus everybody else about it. So it's like
it's coming out March 29th, 2024.
So for me, Ghostbusters really means like of all the IPs, like Ghostbusters really does mean a lot to me. And so I think I talked to you about it, Denobi. Like when Afterlife came out, I enjoyed the movie. I saw it in theater. I own it on iTunes. I probably watched the movie only like twice since because it's like it's enjoyable, but it's like if I'm gonna watch Ghostbusters, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back and watch 1 or 2, like the originals. That's just what I grew up with. I think that with Afterlife, given the circumstances of like, because everyone knows that like Bill Murray held out way too long, and that those who know that like the Ghost game, that is what Dan Aykroyd considers to be Ghostbusters 3, the video game that came out like 10 years ago. Like that's considered Ghostbusters 3. Like he meant that to be the script, and so it sucks that I think I told you. I think Bill Murray came back for some guilt after Harold Ramis passed away because like
I think he came back for guilt and the fact that he's been canceled.
First one's guilt and the second one is first one was guilt. So I think given the circumstances, then when Ivan Reitman passed away too, I think Afterlife was the best movie we were going to get given the circumstances, like with everything involved. You know,
Plus,
like
he
his
got
son
fired
directed
from his
it.
last film for
What's that?
lawsuits. Bill Murray got fired off his last film.
Well,
So
that's the new one you're talking about. But like say with
Yeah.
Afterlife, I enjoyed the movie. It was very sentimental at the end of it. It was a great, overall. But like, I'm not sitting there saying I'm going to watch this movie 1,000 times. It wasn't what it was. So when I saw this, I was like, I really enjoyed the idea of like watching them grow up. But now I said the thing to you is that I never like it when they just like, let's throw more cast members into it. Like, why the fuck is Patton Oswalt in this movie? Like, I can't stand Patton Oswalt personally. Like, but I'm like, you're giving us just like all these other characters. I'm like, yo, like now
Patton Oswalt is usually like a lower dump guy.
I get it, but it's like you and like
but
I
we
said,
don't have a Louis Tully though, Ryan. I mean,
they brought back what's
Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is supposed to be the
Paul Rudd is supposed to be Peter Venkman. He's supposed to
and
be.
then we also got what's his name coming back, which they didn't show us podcast in this yet. They didn't show us podcast, and they also didn't show us, which they're saving him for probably the next trailer, is Walt Peck, because he came back. The
Podcast
character
is the smart guy in the chair. He's kind of like what's his name from the Spider-Man movies.
Yeah, kind of like that. But I just think that like there's just so, and then there's the other guy from who's the other character, the other guy that they showed that's from
they pretty much
the
turned
Eternals.
this into like it's like a 12-man team of Ghostbusters.
And then they just threw proton packs on anybody. Like all of a sudden, Phoebe's mother's like she's strapped up with the goggles. I'm like, okay, it's like, I mean, I'm all for it, but I'm like, I got to see more.
But she's Ghostbusters heir, though, Ryan. Jesus,
her dad.
If anybody deserves a proton pack, it's
it's her. I'm just saying. I'm showing that this is a very beloved franchise.
I know it is, but she's family now, Ryan.
Well, I don't mind picking up these figures.
Family now.
Right?
No one cares about no one cares about the figures right now.
I do. I want some figures for my damn freaking Ecto 1.
I just wanted Phoebe. All I wanted was Phoebe to put in the gunner's chair from the first movie. That's the only 1/6 scale character I wanted.
Well, I want Paul Rudd and the 3 OGs, and I'll be happy.
Yeah. That'd be cool. Yeah, the 3 OGs and Paul Rudd, that'd be nice.
What's going in their coat?
If we don't get a Paul Rudd,
it's a gizmo that they have that's lit up.
I'm gonna use my. If we don't get a Paul Rudd, I'm gonna kit bash my Ant-Man.
Dude, Paul Rudd is like
I'm gonna kit bash my Ant-Man with the chiclet mouth.
I accept Paul Rudd. I can accept Paul Rudd. He's strapped up with a pack.
Dom Toretto's getting a pack too.
Ryan's going off on the mom. I'm like, she's family, I mean, her dad is Egon Spengler. I mean, if family can't inherit the pack.
Hey, to be fair, and I got a receipt, Denobi, I did tell you, if I see more of it later, I have no problem retracting how I feel now. That's just like if they come out and say, hey, guys, guess what? We're going to do a brand new Back to the Future movie. We're going to redo Back to the Future. How would you feel about that? Like, let's be real. That's how I feel about it right now.
How about you take that back and not put that into the ether? How about you retract that statement?
It's either this or Ghostbusters 2016 with like the fat chicks. So I don't know what else. I don't know what.
They weren't all fat, Denobi. Dear Lord.
All right, big bone.
I went to watch Ghostbusters, but all I found was
Can I tell you guys how many
Marshmallow
times
Man running around?
Can I tell you guys though how many
proton
times I get pissed off when I'm on TV, I'm browsing through, and like I forget what channel it is, and it just says Ghostbusters. I'm like, oh, I'll watch it, but it doesn't tell you because it's called Ghostbusters Answer the Call. But my TV doesn't tell me that; it just says Ghostbusters. So when I go to click on it, I think I'm watching the old one, and then that one pops up. I'm like, ah, fuck, and I have to turn it off. So I get catfished by that one all the time on TV. That's really upsetting. I don't even think I've seen that full movie, the original Ghostbusters, the 2016 version.
Proton packs.
Don't worry, you're not missing anything.
No, the guns are different. The guns are different too.
Oh, the guns are different. Oh, they've winterized.
I think that they're going to shoot something out that's winterized. Yes.
So you know how you had to take the snow speeders and adapt them to Hoth.
Well, look at the front rod.
That's what they did.
Well, the clear tube is larger.
That's what I'm saying. And it's wrapped with something. You can see.
Yeah, right where his hand is. There's like a yellow hazard thing on there. I wish you could get a picture of the back of the pack too.
They added like a heat source or something.
Yeah.
To keep the packs from freezing out.
Phoebe's got the PKE meter. The mom's got Ray's goggle system. The new one. You can
This is
the new one.
This is how you market. This is how you convince us schmucks to buy this merch. Because
that's what I'm saying. I think Haslab's going to do another Proton pack.
You know what? If the Proton packs are winterized, yeah. Think about it. Think about.
Did you see that they're yellow now? They're black and yellow.
What's black and yellow?
The Proton pack. They're black and yellow.
Whoa!
Well,
like I gotta get
with Khalifa version, black and yellow, black and yellow.
It's black and yellow.
Black and yellow, black and yellow.
New Proton pack.
Black and yellow Proton pack. Black and yellow Proton pack.
I wonder what they're using for the ghost containment chamber. Do you think it's still in the firehouse, or did it expire? I'm assuming they were brand new ghosts.
They're using the fat Ghostbuster chicks to contain them.
Well, probably as a paperweight to sit on it so it doesn't explode. I'm assuming that's what they would.
Just tell them, imagine it's a Twinkie.
Damn it, Dan Aykroyd! I swear to God, he is a national treasure. You cannot. It's like if you see him there blessing it, you're at least in the right direction. I mean, you can't have anybody more cookier than that.
He loves this shit.
He is so.
He loves this shit, and Bill Murray can care less.
He loves it. Dan Aykroyd loves this stuff.
That's exactly what
skulls,
it is,
baby. The crystal skulls.
Yeah. That crystal skull with vodka, right?
I think with the issue, like when they're having trouble getting a likeness, I bet you Aykroyd was cool with it because Ernie Hudson was cool. He signed off immediately.
He's got nothing going on. He needs to
work.
But what I was told was that Ernie Hudson signed off immediately, but they had issues. But I guarantee you, Dan Aykroyd would have probably been cool if Murray would have been cool with it. If Murray would have been like, all right, let's do it, and not been like, oh, I want more money on that. I bet you Dan Aykroyd would have been like, yeah, let's do it. Let's go. But I think what it was is, I think what it was.
I wonder if the chat. I wonder if the chat knows this. Does anyone in the chat, and also if you guys want to mention it, just keep it hush hush. I don't know. It depends. I don't know if you guys know. Are you aware Dan Aykroyd was also in a classic sort of little team up in a way with another famous iconic character?
Chris Farley? Hell yeah, Tommy Boy.
From the 80s.
No. Parts.
No. From the 80s. Whatchamacallit?
Chevy Chase.
No. It has to deal with Harrison Ford.
Oh, you're talking about Indiana Jones.
Nate, I sent you a
photo.
There
you go. Indiana Jones.
Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Dan Aykroyd's in the first one, isn't it?
Nate, I sent you a quick photo.
Second one. Yeah.
Well, the second one is actually the first one. Well, in a way, you are right. The second one is the prequel to the whole series. So it's Temple of Doom, then Indiana Jones and the Ark, and then so on.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, because I saw Dan Aykroyd. Because me and my kid were watching that like a month ago, and we actually rewound that because I was like, "Is that Dan Aykroyd?"
Nate, pull up the photo I sent you real fast to show Denobi.
Yeah, I see it now.
It's blurry as shit, Denobi, but I think you can make do with what it is because someone took it. You see it for a split millisecond in the trailer, but it's a back picture of the Proton pack, and you see like the bumper guard is actually yellow, so they're adding different color elements onto it. It's actually pretty cool.
Winterized.
I wonder if they're taking the stickers off and then just adding new paint.
I do like the red coats. I do like the red winter.
Yeah,
coats.
$2,000 red coats. That's the first thing I saw. I was like, oh, I want to grab one of those. I was like,
you look badass still, but yeah.
You know what? I'm gonna wait till I find out what those coats really are, and then I'm gonna hit up some people in Korea. I'm gonna get them straight from the factory.
Where could you? But it doesn't even snow in New York very.
No,
often.
it's not even worth having. I'm good with my hoodie.
Yeah, I mean, what metro city snows that you can actually go out and call?
You would need to be hoping for a blizzard to wear one of those.
Yeah,
things.
Chicago, you can get away with it. Chicago snows.
See like the yellow.
Oh.
And they made it a triangle. So like that bumper guard goes straight across, but see the piece that goes down. So they made it a three piece. So it's a triangle piece bumper.
Hasbro is going to make another one.
Or
they're going to make accessory pieces.
Here's the kicker: it has to be significantly different.
And then look at the hazard tape on the top. So there's definitely some changes too.
Because and I'll explain to you because if the modifications aren't drastic enough, it's something that regular Joe Schmoes like me and Ryan, we can then whip up on our own.
Dude, they're already 3D. People already took this piece alone, are 3D printing this thing.
See what I mean? Yeah. So it has to be.
If you go to Etsy, there's already people there offering.
People are already designing this thing.
Yeah.
It's already
So that's what I'm saying. The pack has to be significantly altered to justify. Because I would look, it wouldn't bother me. I sold my surplus. I made a killing on the Proton packs. So, but if for Hasbro to do another campaign with it, the packs have to be radically different. So,
that's why in the behind the scenes footage, they posted some behind the scenes footage a couple weeks back, and one of the kids, who's the kid, the one that's in Stranger Things, I can't think of his name, the older kid, the brother, the one.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
He was holding, which I was hoping for. I wanted it to be the Haslab personally. He was holding one of the slime canisters from Ghostbusters 2. So it's very possible that the slime tanks, like, dude, if they even make an appearance, like if Haslab made the slime tanks,
the slime 2, Proton pack, right, with a giant
big canister with the lights that had the slime gun.
I would buy that. Yeah,
that'd probably be $1,000.
I don't care how much that is. I'd buy that.
It would just be an empty shell. It would.
Honestly, well, the thing is, nobody makes those, so that's a killing. Like on the aftermarket, no one's making those because they're just too big to make. But if Haslab did one,
it's all air inside there anyway. So
no, I get that. It's just that the average person's not making. It's just too, you know.
It would be. I still think the price point would still be around the same, between $400 to $500. I don't think it would break 500. You still probably would still need to buy the wand separately through their store, but I would buy that. Yeah, the slime canister.
Slime canister, like, cool. Come on,
that'd be awesome.
I would have one of those.
That'd be cool. I definitely would be on board with that. So we'll see. We'll see what the. But again, the movie's not out till spring. This is a teaser, and then again, Ghostbusters films, when it comes to merch, it's typically just the tech that people want anyway. As far as the figures, and I don't know. You know, it's a big hit or miss when it comes.
Star Ace will put out their bullshit figures.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want like a Patton Oswalt figure. You know,
I'll take it. People know I'm throwing out my shippers. I'll probably take it and just throw the figure out.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm surprised you took a chainsaw to that freaking General Grievous.
Yeah, and then I'm seeing people burning their boxes online all of a sudden. Now getting rid of shipper boxes is like the thing. When I got shit for it like 4 or 5 months ago for making videos, but now all of a sudden, because people are running out of space, hey, we got to get rid of our shipper boxes and art boxes. Well, you know.
I have no, like I said, that's what I'm doing. That's why I'm kind of moving things around in the room and stuff.
People forget when it comes to collecting Hot Toys, Nate. I said this morning, it's not just about space for the figures. Like, oh, where's this figure going to go? Where the hell are you going to put 100 shipper boxes?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, and people are like, well, just make room. Like, you want to buy me
unit for $200 a month?
Yeah, you gotta be out of your damn mind.
Nope.
You want to pay for my storage unit? Then okay, let's do it.
Makes no sense.
No,
Nate, I am good to go. We bitched about Ghostbusters.
All right. So Denobi, anything new on your front before you leave?
No, other than I finally put out that Doc Ock video that took me like a week to, folks, check it out. I show you how to hack.
I love that video. That was great.
Wasn't that good? I showed you. Did you notice how creative being able to use the internal wirings to power up the LEDs at the end? Come on. Wow. How beautiful was that? I deserve a Nobel for that. I mean, that's
hell. Somebody in the chat says you deserve a public apology about what happened with Toys Wonderland.
Oh, I'll never. I'm the victim here.
No, it's funny though when we talked about it. The whole thing about Toys Wonderland and everything. A couple streams back, everyone called us out of our damn minds. I'm like, look what's happening now. Are we out of our damn minds? I don't think so. I honestly don't.
You actually were telling the truth.
I do that quite a lot. Yet people are always surprised.
Oh, that's a good meme. That's hey, 10 points on that meme. That's a good one.
That's a really good one.
That's a good one. That's a good one. I like that one. That's a good one. All right. I gotta go to. I have to go. I have shit to do. I still have to clean up this room.
Copy that. All right, Denobi. Take it easy.
All right.
See you guys. See you later.
So, Mr. Mom, did you enjoy the time? I know we've been trying to get this up and running for the past few months. So, are you content?
Yes and no. There's always more shit talking to you. No, yeah. I think we made our point. I think the one thing about it is that I think these were just topics that we wanted to talk about and stuff like that. I think we could have dove a little more on some things, but it ends up being a hate stream. But I'm at the point of giving a shit is well behind me. I've surpassed that point. I think we should do it every couple months, man. I think we should do an end of the year one, like December, January. Well, you laugh, Nate, because at the end of the month, I'm interested in doing a recap of the year, man, because seeing where we are with figure releases and stuff like that, and just kind of see where the chips fall for the next 40 days. So, and to be clear, I mean, it's not just about talking shit about certain people, but we were talking about topics and stuff like that. So I'm very interested in seeing how 2023 wraps up overall in terms of what figures came out, what didn't come out, and kind of do like an overview in that sense. So, it's kind of where I'm at, but I just, to kind of wrap up my thoughts, I kind of felt a lot of this way because, I watched all you guys in the chat and, behind, like as a collector, watched you guys. And then I took the dive into doing YouTube about a year ago. It's a little over, my channel's been up for a little over a year now. And so I see both sides of things. I see, the side of just the spectator, and I see the side of the YouTuber, and I do see things. And Nate, you and I have talked about it. Oh yeah, they're part 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, maybe we'll do part 2 on my channel, then part 3, and part 4, then part
trilogy.
Yeah, dude, it doesn't end. It's like John Wick movies, right?
Yeah.
They don't end. As long as they keep doing them, we keep doing it. But Nate, I think it was just interesting because my perspective has been from both sides, being a spectator watching for entertainment purposes, but then you can't help it. If you start making YouTube videos, you start picking up on habits, you start feeding into stuff. And I'll be the first one to admit, man, I made videos for just making views. You know what I'm saying? Like you get into that hustle when you start seeing the traction, you start seeing the attention, you can't help it, but you feed into it. And I think everybody has. It's just a matter of, I'm willing to admit it. And those who have been around for a while, like, congratulations that you've cemented your place in the community. It's easy to look down on everyone else when you have 10,000 followers, but it happens to everybody, whether you realize you're doing it or not. I mean, it is what it is. And you could see from a perspective, you could see those who truly care about the hobby, who are fun in doing this. And then you can see those who are straight up hustling. You know what I'm saying? And there's just cues, and just be aware of it, man. And at the end of the day, we always say, you're going to buy your own stuff and enjoy. You guys, you want to watch that shit, go ahead and watch. I stopped watching a long time ago because a lot of it's bullshit. I'm going to call it right out. A lot of it's just the same old shit. It's boring, and I'm kind of tired of watching it. And so I stopped watching it. Used to watch a lot of people. Now I don't really watch anybody anymore. I'm not trying to be negative, but I'm just trying to be honest. Enjoy who you want to watch.
I'm in the same boat. I haven't watched a lot of people.
I just don't watch a lot of shit. I get clips sent to me now and then from like, yo, check this out, check that out. And it's like, what it is, because when you start knowing the characters, you start knowing that everyone has their own opinion about how they feel about stuff. So it's kind of like, if something doesn't jive, you kind of get that, you can figure it out from who you're watching. You know what I'm saying? It's just like watching TV, man. You just keep watching reruns. You get an idea. You keep watching reruns over and over again. But it just sucks because it's like I see both sides of it, and I do try to look out for the collectors out there. That's why I switched up all my content. I stopped doing live streams because I felt like I wasn't offering a service. I was just doing the same old boring stuff everyone was doing. So I just try to make different videos that some are like hot topics or things like that, like the shipper boxes, like why I throw out boxes, or how I built my display, or just things that I want to start a conversation with, and just like that. I don't find it attractive anymore when you just see 8 guys on a channel just giving your thoughts about figures. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. That's just me. It's okay to enjoy different personalities and things like that, but it is what it is. Everyone has their own perspective about stuff. Just just make sure you stay your own path and do your own thing, and it's what it is. I don't know how much more I could say, but it is what it is.
Well, at the end of the day, just have fun. Otherwise, what's the point? If you're having fun, then hey, let's not take that away from you.
No, absolutely not. No, and the other thing is, I also want to say before I wrap, I guess we let CMB have his piece. I know Veterans Day is coming up. Was it Saturday?
Saturday or Friday?
So for those out there, I mean, my dad is a retired cop for almost 30 years, and so I just puts things into perspective for me. CMB, and if I don't see it, obviously, happy Veterans Day to you for your service and what you did for the country. Don Prime as well from the channel, so hit up Don Prime as always. But thank a veteran out there. It means a lot. And I'm very touchy about that because people shit on that whole situation with cops and stuff, and I take that very personal. So I make sure to go above and beyond. If I see somebody like that in uniform, they're doing more than you think. You have no idea. And so make sure to thank a veteran, on Saturday, even day before, day after. Just they appreciate it. So just look out for those out there. But CMB, like I said, thank you for your service as always.
Thank you.
But hey, CMB, anything else you want to say before we go?
Fuck them.
Exactly. Fuck
clip,
them all.
Clip that
Fuck
shit.
Clip that shit.
Clip
bitch.
that shit.
Clip that shit, bitch.
I hope that I think we've created at least 10 plus clip moments tonight, and I hope they all get sent out.
Yep.
And and nobody bothered pulling receipts because the same shit that I said in private, I said here tonight, and I stand behind everything I said, all the shit I said anyway, so I don't really care.
My thing is, like, at the end of the day is, you're gonna watch who you want to watch. Nobody's gonna fault you for that. You're your own person. You're allowed to do that. Just try to not get suckered in to other people's opinions because at the end of the day, they're not buying the figures for you. They're not spending any money on you, but they're trying to convince you to buy something that you may not want to. So just go into it with a level head and always learn to just make your own decisions. Don't let anybody make your decisions for you because, like I said, whom you give your money to is whom you relinquish your power.
With all this, I feel that just be careful how you watch and who you watch at the end of the day. And remember, those who preach the loudest have the most high, and they keep on preaching. Just realize the stench, man, because that stench, I've smelled it before.
What is it? That stench. I've smelled it before.
Yes, not BS. So don't fall for the BS, guys.
Those who preach positivity and unity usually have the most skeletons in the closet.
Yep.
With that, light them up.
There, guys. Remember, just simple clicks, trying to make our way in this freaking galaxy. May the weapons with you always. There, guys.
Geeking out for life. Fuck
Geeking
all them
out.
other channels.
Oh my god.
Fuck them.
Oh man. Yeah, I can't take y'all anywhere.
Got your stick? Oh! Beat him up! Big apart! Ready! Let's show this prehistoric bitch how we do things downtown.
Long live the Empire. Long live the Empire.
Long live the Empire! Long live the Empire!
Today, victory is mine. Long live the Empire.
I got an idea, though. I got an idea. Why don't y'all take that badge and shove it up your ass? All up in your ass.